What is up, guys? This is the Wrestling for Life Network, and this is another live stream. Tonight, we are here for TNA Impact. I'm excited for the show. We got a lot going down on the card. There's a no holds barred match. There's a lot going down. The feast or fire. I am not here alone, but before we get started, again, this is the Wrestling for Life Network. Like I said, this is the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream. Tonight, we are here for TNA Impact. We got a lot going down on this card. If you don't know who I am TNA Tony, Ringsider Anthony, and Anthony all in one, and that is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its tag stream champions of the world. The every night, I'm almost been so long, my guy, that I went back into the normal muscle memory. But the man who puts the T in TNA, Ringsider Anthony, I am Big Nick. But yes, the dynamic duo back in the saddle again on a Thursday night, my guy. And I got a question for you right out the gate. All right, because we're on AMC, we're in week 3, number 3. Why, oh, why? Are we already in a tape show on week 3? You couldn't give me a full month of live AMC television?
Hey, we still got to work out the kinks, I guess, right? I knew they were not going to be live tonight. I actually don't think they're live again until March. I don't
bold
know.
Strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy.
I don't know just yet, but I don't think we're live again until March. That'll be the episode I'm actually at in March. But I feel like we still may have to work out the kinks with the live streams. I don't know. I do think as we get more into the summer and as TNA gets more comfortable being on AMC, I feel like we will have more live episodes. But I do know the biggest thing that they want is to have a steady place to be, like an impact zone, like they used to do back in the day. Like NXT has, the Performance Center. So
right.
I know they want that to help cut with costs and stuff like that. So when we eventually get to that point, I think we'll have weekly live episodes.
A Daily's Place, a Full Sail. Anthony's hoping that they set up shop in Atlanta and just might work as an intern or anything.
I mean, that would be awesome.
I mean, you're going to be there. You're out there spoiling already. You're going to be on the first live one again. So you got all the scoops and everything, my guy. But how do you feel, honest to goodness, and shout out everybody in the chat, we'll say ID in a brief second, but how do you feel TNA ride or die? Man's out here looking like he's in the production truck. With already we're in week 3. Week 1 wasn't a great start. Week 2 knocked it out the park. Week 3 we're back to tape shows. And there's been the spoilers and things that I ain't gonna say yet that I've already floated with now it being a tape show.
Well, I guess we can bring up the topic of ratings because that's going to be a thing now. Ratings wise, there wasn't a big drop off from week 1 to week 2.
I did see only like a 2,000 drop off.
Exactly. So that's some you usually see with like a premiere of any type of TV show. The second week, unless it's a very, very popular show, you see a massive drop off. So we didn't see that this time. 2,000 viewers we lost. That's not, make or break anything. That's a good sign. Right now, as a whole, I'm feeling like TNA is doing some good things. I hope that and they have in the past, like with the recorded episodes, they've recorded episodes for the past 6 to 7 years. The recorded episodes do kind of hit it out the park because they have time to prepare and things of that sort. So I'm hoping tonight will be the same. Like we got some pretty good matches going down tonight with the no holds barred match and some other things going down tonight. The feast or fire reveal. I know there's some spoilers out there. I did my best to stay away from them, so I don't know anything.
Chat, don't tell Anthony what I did.
So that's kind of exciting that I don't know anything. But I think going back to like the original question of the live episodes, last week was was one of those things where, I said we kind of have to fix the live stuff because, you have a live episode and then you keep the live stream going for the people on the TNA Plus app and they get a little portion of next week's episode. So those are the things that we kind of have to,
They're still learning the
work
streaming
out.
things.
Exactly. Those are the things we kind of have to work, past and work through. I feel like before we go full blown live each week. And I know that's Carlos's plan. He wants a 52-week live episode each week. So we'll get there. We just got to work out the kinks. And, it's sad that TNA is in the limelight because of their past history. People can't let go of the past, clearly, for TNA. But I feel like TNA will get there.
We'll get there. No kink shaming around here, but well, let's say as we're fully live. Let's say hello to the people that are also live with us as top three from last night. Jason, Damian, and Reader. Surprise, no Spaz falling out of the top three, my guy. You might need to step your game up. Challenge laid down. But Zach, National Corn Chip Day. Do anything for you? Are you a Frito-Lay guy?
No, I'm not a Frito guy. Unless it's covered in I think they have like the spicy Fritos or something.
Yeah, are you getting, what is it, scorching hot or whatever on all the like the spicy hot and everything on the Cheetos and everything?
Yeah, that's
are you
me.
one of those?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's
See, that's why you act, complete stone face at times during Wing in the Ring and everything, my guy. Because this man's out here just sucking down flaming hot Cheetos day in and day out. We figured out his secret. He's been training secretly.
I know that one stream, KJ was like, "So that didn't affect you at all?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good."
Like I said, this man's been just training. Because you're the best around. Speaking of KJ dropping that, yes, the Royal Rumble predictions are out. And I do have it on good authority. We're giving away prizes and everything because this one's a major show. We're going to be doing that for the major shows. And especially when you got to call out 60 people, we're asking you 1 through 30, men's and women's, who you got in order. Ooh. Play fantasy booker. How would you Pat Patterson your own Royal Rumble? Pause.
Right. And calling out 60, 30 from each Royal Rumble, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I think I might have like returns already in like my top 3 in the match. It is hot and heavy fast out there.
Yeah.
Because it's what I want, not what they're going to do.
Exactly. Now I'm trying not to get super excited because I know Triple H said there's going to be a lot of surprises. And I'm like, when Triple H says that, expect no surprises. But we'll see what's out there. I see videos of a former Miss Paige, training and stuff. So I don't know.
Keep hope alive and everything. Well, we'll see a former Miss Cora Jade here tonight. I don't know if that's quite the same level of excitement, but definitely they both have a spooky goth skater gimmick.
It's definitely not the same excitement, but Cora Jade is in action tonight. I think we actually have about 5 matches tonight because they added one probably about 35, 40 minutes ago.
Of course they did.
Yeah, that's usually typical TNA. So I think it's Stacks versus Hometown Man. I think that's.
Oh, I did hear that one advertised. I'm like, how do you add a match on a tape show? It's already there.
It's already there. It's already there. That's just the last minute hype, I guess.
Right. Well, he's already there, and I don't know if he's last minute hype, but he's top of the line hype of Cherokee. It's also National Puzzle Day. You a puzzle guy?
I'm not a puzzle guy at all.
The only puzzle we got is trying to figure out Tony Khan's booking. But Clay, what up? The Solution out here with all the popcorn, C-Money. Ciampa, we got plenty of news, and we got only like 5 or 6 minutes before the show kicks off, but we got plenty of news and plenty of debuts to talk about.
Yeah, we do. Especially with Ciampa. I was kind of shocked. I wasn't sure where Ciampa would end up. Actually, I kind of thought maybe he was going to take a back seat and not, wrestle, right away. But I didn't watch all of Dynamite because I got bored. But I did see.
You said it.
I did at least see this. I turned it off after this. So this was fun to see Ciampa show up. I liked the whole presentation, the entrance. That was phenomenal. But
pun intended?
Pun intended, maybe, because we might see him somewhere in an AEW or TNA space. But yeah, this was fun. This was fun to see Ciampa. I thought it was pretty cool.
I'm not gonna fully get into it right now because we still gotta say hi to everybody.
We do.
But I was watching it and doing things and doing this and that and everything while having KJ on in the background and everything. And I kind of course, it happens when I'm not away, or when I'm away. So of course, so the curse continues. But I just heard initially like all the dark, spooky stuff, and then Killer, and my brain went, "There's no fucking way that Karrion Kross is about to debut the week I take a pause for the cause from being on Dynamite and everything. I will I will instantly just hop on screen just to can scream."
So I wasn't the only one, because when I saw Killer, I said, "Oh no, it's Karrion Kross."
Like I said, I was doing this and that and everything, and I just like heard the dark spooky, and I heard KJ say Killer, and I'm like, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way.
Granted, I didn't know about Tommaso Ciampa outside of WWE. So the first time I saw him was his time in NXT. So I didn't know he was a psycho killer. But as soon as I saw Killer, I was like, oh my God, it's Karrion Kross, right? To my dismay, it wasn't. But
maybe we see him on a Saturday.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that had the same reaction, though, that it was Karrion Kross.
There you go. Well, we're keeping that, we want Kross alive, because that seems to have dissipated. But maybe we see him on a Saturday.
Saturday is Oh, you're talking about the Royal Rumble, and I said Collision.
No, we've already stacked the Collision because we're fearing TNA, so we got to stack Collisions now.
That's true.
We will not be taken in the ratings.
The Royal Rumble could be a place where we see a return of Karrion Kross. I don't know.
We'll see. But I got a Sean Reed. Does anyone think we will see any TNA wrestlers in the Royal Rumble this year, men's or women's? And if so, who would it be? Saudi Mania.
Yeah, probably the Hardys. One of them, both of them. I don't know. And then for the women, who is the Knockout champion? I forgot.
You're the TNA guy, and you're going to ask me this right now.
Lee. Yes, her being a former WWE talent, it would be cool to see her in the Royal Rumble too.
Does Jordan Grace count? Does Jordan Grace count still?
No, I think she's fully WWE. This point.
Do you get an Ash? Is Ash fully back? I know that she was out there giving you all the smooches and everything,
but yes, it is confirmed that she is fully back. She is medically cleared to compete, and she has re-signed with TNA Wrestling. So I'm excited about that. Ash could be a good one to show up at the Royal Rumble.
Can TNA maybe do a signing that hasn't already been on TV for like 2 weeks before Mr. Elegance is signed? No shit, I would hope so. Bear Bronson is signed. No, I would hope so.
Right? I mean, we do need some people that are actually not on TV to sign. So I don't know. We'll see.
Some debuting talent that hasn't already debuted 3 weeks before their fucking contract was signed.
No, I feel you there. I definitely feel you there.
But Eric, what up? Ken, Damien, Richard. I bet Macklin gets a fired briefcase. We don't know who it might be fired. And if it's Trey Miguel, that man just doing the Abe Simpson. I just need that right now of Abe Simpson with Trey Miguel's face on him.
Anybody but Steve Macklin at this point, because I might flip out. I may flip out if it's Steve Macklin. But Eric Young could be a good choice because he's been teasing this cleanse for months. This is maybe how we start the cleanse. I don't know. But if it's Steve Macklin, I'm going to flip out.
Fair enough. But Jordan, I see you. I'm going to rattle off some quick names because we got like 30 seconds or so. But Spaz, I see you. Spaz let me know that it was already airing in Canada. So that's why I'm saying it's a little dicey, my guy, of why are we like TNA Plus gets one version, AMC gets one version, AMC Plus gets one version. If you've got it still on your actual cable programming, you get a whole other version if you're international.
Yeah.
Figure your shit out.
That's crazy that it's already airing in Canada, probably because it's at 8, I would assume. I think so.
Right? Yeah, well, that's what he was saying, that it aired at 8 for them, but it airs at 9 for us. Like, what are we doing?
I eventually feel like they're going to go back to the 9. To the 8, I'm sorry, 8 time slot here. I feel like they eventually may go back to the 8 time slot. I don't know.
I think it's gonna suit them best, and
yeah,
it's just kind of the natural time slot for something like this.
Yeah, I mean, 9 o'clock for wrestling used to be back in the day when Raw was at ran 9 to 11. Man, I was a child then. So yeah.
But I've got Albuquerque. I've got the. Why do they keep shooting the stadium, the arena that they're at, and everything? Like not the night of. They're shooting it like on a random Tuesday and everything.
I have that too. I got Albuquerque, New Mexico. Maybe we started. We don't have to sync up.
There, that'd be a phenomenal.
Well,
Pun intended. As I've got, is this just Honor No More now? This is just Honor No More, right? It's not the system anymore.
well, I mean, you can only got one member from Honor No More in there. But if it is,
was also the leader of both factions.
well, that's true. But if it is, I mean, I liked Honor No More. That was a cool, portion of Impact.
That's how you know you're a TNA head if you remember Honor No More's. I got the startup video package.
I have the intro.
Daniel Barry Sports highlights. What up? I can't do it as nice as KJ Anthony, OG Dale, Byron. I can see. Yeah, he's gonna run in last. He got the Feast or Fired briefcase. We did this all before we went live. I won't tell you how it played out, but two of us survived.
Right, two of us are here.
What's in the box? Kyle, what up? Do you see anybody I might have missed?
I think you might have caught everybody. I don't know if we caught Damien here, but
sorry,
Damien is here today. So,
Damien, what up? I for whatever reason, YouTube just likes to silence Damien if he only shows up on StreamYard on our end.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't like how the chat is slow too.
That's the StreamYard thing. We've put in a ticket for it. Sometimes you just don't click the spicy link. Sometimes you got to make sure you're going through the proper channels for tech support and everything. Otherwise, you might fuck around and find out. But
that is true. That is that is true.
But so we're kicking off with
the system. Okay.
They gotta do a new name. Honestly, I'm kind of sick of the name of the system. It doesn't conjure the same vibe with this and everything.
They got a new theme at least. So a little hard rock there. I like that.
There you go. But Spaz with a $10 super chat. Tony O rings and now Nicola Grande Dos. Duh. Did you know if you say, and MDB is going to chuckle because I'm going to bring it up now. If you spell out sock fast, it sounds like you're speaking Spanish. SOCK. That is very an MDB joke, and he sent that to me and said, "I dare you to fit it into a stream," and I just did. So there you go.
It's an MDB joke, and I laughed. I don't like that.
I know, terrible. It's almost like you watched an Austin Powers movie or anything. If you remember the old streams.
Yeah, I do remember.
Tony, give me the calls. Who shows up at the Rumble? I say Santana, Slater, and Miguel. I'm running a pay-per-view hangout this Saturday starting at noon. Come sign the guest book. Then come see us L1.
I didn't think of Santana. I did not think of Santana. That could be a huge one to show up in the Men's Royal Rumble. And his theme song playing through that arena, his top tier theme song, I think so.
See, I still haven't fully filled out my list yet, so I can just slide that man in there now. Exactly. He might just slide in.
Exactly.
Son of a snitch out there on Twitch. That rhymed too perfectly. How we both doing? What up? Hayes, Daniel. Here we are. Time to find out live who's getting the pink slip tonight. Your predictions on that. I think it's Eric Young. I think he's served enough time in TNA. I think you've said likewise.
Yeah, I think it's Eric Young too. It has to be, because if it's Steve Macklin, I've already said I'm a flip out. So
right. Well, not for nothing, but we kind of already know at least everyone's got a 33.3% chance at sacrifice, because maybe somebody might have let something slip out of they forgot to go off air. But yeah, well, if it is Trey Miguel, is it not the funniest fuck you, that weird thing to do?
I mean, it would be crazy if it's Trey Miguel. It really would.
Oh, Brian Myers instantly starts off with it. It had to be done.
I like the idea of Bear Bronson being in this too. I really do.
I just like seeing Bear Bronson on weekly television. We've seen him in GCW. He had probably arguably the best GCW match of 2025, him and Matt Tremont. So seeing him now on a national, it's very Mance Warnery vibes to me a little bit of
Yeah.
like, I'm glad my favorite indie death match guys getting some rub.
And when it comes to Mance Warner, I hope that's somebody we get to see more of this year in TNA.
Yeah, is he not a guy that you think him and a Sammy Callahan, if you're going to stay in a 9 o'clock time slot, might be somebody you'd want to use because you can do your hardcore, your bleeding.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why Moxley always gets his matches over before the 9 o'clock hour.
Right. Did Eddie Edwards cut his hair too?
He's copying me. Eddie Edwards is just trying to be me right now. But no Alicia. I saw somebody in the chat point out no Alicia.
No Alicia Edwards, yeah.
So that's already a bonus. That's a plus.
She didn't look happy with what happened last week. She did look a little disgruntled.
Joseph saying biggest surprise of the Rumble, Mandy Rose and Paige. Paige, yay. Mandy Rose, the check hasn't cleared.
Yeah, Paige, absolutely. Mandy Rose, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I don't know if that's happening.
Z-Man, what up, what up? Happy third. Yeah, it's our third TNA, Anthony. How are you celebrating?
I'm happy. I'm happy that we got a national TV deal. Hopefully we can just
we made it this far. Every day is another day to celebrate.
We've come this far. So Eddie
Edwards in the Southwest with the sign as the system likes Tex-Mex. That's a very New Mexico sign.
Right. So Eddie Edwards is saying that Moose only cared about himself, I think. I think that's what he just said.
Well, he is the one that showed up on NXT and everything, solo dolo, and didn't mention the system other things. So, I mean,
true.
Ain't saying any wrong.
I kind of like the jackets that they're wearing too. Those are new. Someone in the chat.
Is this Eddie Edwards just being John Moxley now? If I shave my head, we're all wearing black hoodies, and Bear Bronson's got a mullet, so he's Wheeler Yuta.
As long as he doesn't start wrestling like John Moxley, you know,
we'll start doing random neck cranks and everything.
Oh, there goes Alicia. There goes your favorite person.
No, will you go away? Look like you're real proud of yourself. We've had it confirmed, folks. She can't walk and talk at the same time.
I still kind of want to know why they chose Cedric Alexander as the replacement. As one of the
name value.
True.
Name value, talent value. What else was he gonna do?
If you're gonna replace somebody with Moose, yeah, it would be him.
Right. Mega, what up? Jose, I'm here by phone, just waiting for the news that Giannis has been traded to the Heat. I'm still. That's an off-topic question, but very basketball related. That man moving is interesting.
Which I know nothing about. So
exactly, that's why I kept it short and brief.
I know nothing about that.
I still want to know your breakdown of the Bills head coaching hire, but we'll get there.
Oh, they did hire someone.
Yes,
I guess we'll get there in a commercial break.
I can sum it up in one sentence. They hired their offensive coordinator.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Joe Brady. Blame Doc Rivers. Absolutely. Big Nick or Alicia or Candice LeRae. Candice by a fucking mile. Candice about to show up in AEW with Johnny Gargano too.
So Alicia says she doesn't want to be a part of the system. I mean,
divorce.
I mean, this is the second time technically Eddie Edwards has made, storyline wise, a major decision without Alicia Edwards not knowing, because the same thing kind of happened with Honor No More too. So
gee, would you imagine that? I think it's just the same plane call, and we just ran it back.
We just got a few different people.
We shuffled the players, but we're still running the same play. as I got BDE backstage and
Which I
MDB. I did
forgot
see.
he does take on Nick Nemeth tonight, BDE.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world. Come on. I still can't. I don't know his TNA theme, so I just always go with the WWE theme.
The Wanted Man, that's his TNA theme by oh my gosh.
Oh, you can tell me what it's called. I'm not gonna remember a lick of anything that it says. Like, I'm not gonna remember a lyric.
You're always going to remember his Dolph, theme. That's that.
Well, I still call him Zigglypuff to this day and everything.
I'm excited about this one. So they're promoting the AJ Francis versus Rich Swann match, no holds barred, for the main event. I'm excited for that.
Now, AJ Francis, I know we've taken me specifically pot shots at a time or two when he, was flop dollar and couldn't get over the top rope, but he's on TNA Impact and everything, big ratings. He's not on it, questionable results of the show and everything. So I'm just saying, maybe he might be that. He's really blossomed in TNA. If there is a guy who's fit the most, as I'm in a commercial break, sir, who's fit the most of going from one company to another, and maybe this is a time we can talk about somebody else going from one company to another. AJ Francis going to TNA has just, it's been a duck to water a little bit.
At first, I think I was a little rocky with the decision with him going, you as well. And I mean, he's basically turned his entire career around in TNA, and one of his best matches was the one at Genesis that he had against Rich Swann just a couple of weeks ago. Shout out to AJ Francis for posting my video on his stories. I appreciate that. But yeah, I like him. I like him in TNA.
Yeah, no bias at all. No bias at all.
No bias at all. No bias.
Right. But well, he really is, and it's one of those. I'm not saying he needs to be world title holder right now or anything like that, but he's very much, I think, whatever his vision was for him as a wrestler and everything, WWE wasn't going to let him do it. TNA has let him do it. And it's worked out.
Yeah. And you can say that about him before we move on to, the person that did switch companies. We can say
the
that
other bearded, balded man and everything.
And we can also kind of say that about Ash too, because I feel like, this may be this character is something she wanted to do in WWE and they just didn't let her. And we see where she is now. So, yeah.
Oh, in WWE, you get no elegance brand. You get no elegance.
No, at all. You don't get any of that.
But I will say quickly before we talk about is I like this. So, in my commercial break on TNA Plus, I'm getting a replay of past matches, top 10 matches of 2025, and getting the Elegance brand taking on Danny Luna and Jody Threat, Spitfire.
That's why I was surprised the past couple of weeks when you were saying you were getting the black screen. I'm like, usually they show like past. I've watched like.
Listen, my guy, we were figuring this all out. I was getting Tessa Blanchard matches before we went live and all of this.
Like usually they'll play like old Samoa Joe matches, old AJ Styles matches between commercial breaks. That could be because they're recorded this week and the last 2 weeks were live. I don't know, but that usually is what happens.
You got the headset. You got to let us know.
I guess I have to call on Carlos. Like Carlos,
you got him. You got his number, right? But Spaz out there with a $10 super chat. Nick, sorry I couldn't make top 3 last night. It's only AW though. I was busy recording a huge ass preview for Rumble and next week's NXT. It's nothing but love, baby. Trust me. I'm out there. Heavy D. I got nothing but love for you. Shout out to Bradley, Mega, Richard, and Vargas, and all that joined in. There you go. Shout out. But speaking of joining in, as we're about to join in back from commercial, of course, as I got BDE coming out, but the man who joined in on AEW television, Tommaso Ciampa, and kept his name, kept his image, kept his likeness, and a hell of a fucking entrance and a hell of a way to debut. And Tony Khan, you know what you're doing because you dropped him versus Mark Briscoe from Ring of Honor, the throwback, because he owned the video library on YouTube right after the fact.
Yeah. So yeah, it was exciting to see. him keeping his name, I don't know. I didn't look. I didn't know if Tommaso Ciampa was actually his real name. I'm assuming it's not.
I
Um,
don't believe so.
so I mean that was exciting. Just like Indy Hartwell, when she left, she was able to keep her name. So maybe we're getting a trend with wrestlers being able to keep their names.
Maybe
I
they
don't
file for trademarks right before they leave a company and everything.
like AJ Styles.
Right. Well, we can still talk about that, but yes. So no, his real birth, not to dox the man or anything, but I mean it's Wikipedia. His real name is Tommaso Whitney, so he could have at least still been Tommaso, but I don't know if Tommaso really hits.
Exactly. So allowing him to keep his name is a big deal.
Yeah, well, and R-Truth somewhere is very confused as why is Triple H on AEW.
Yeah, right. No, you're right about that. Sorry, I was reading a comment up here. If I can find it again, someone asked me about the inspiration. Yeah, there it is. As TNA is back on, I'm getting Nick Nemeth coming out now. I don't know.
Yes,
Okay.
walking around with this cup.
Yes.
Is it weird as if you're debuting on a major network, should your number one contender, Money in the Bank cash-in guy, be walking around with basically a bowling trophy to cash in?
Maybe they'll change it up. Maybe they're doing a lot of
I think they need to.
Maybe next this upcoming Bound for Glory, it won't be like a trophy.
It's almost like they use briefcases in another match
called
that
Feast or Fire.
Shit, that might almost could have worked better for that. It's almost there. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
Like Sarlos Kilva or something. Yeah.
But my thoughts on where the inspiration may go next. Surprisingly, it is not WWE. I feel like Tony Khan is going to offer those two ladies a lot of money to help with their women's tag team division.
Oh, you mean the non-existent thing? You mean
Yeah,
the thing that the belts are already on a double champ now, so they're just there so they can get covered.
Exactly. Because if you think about it, like in the big companies over the past 5 years, the inspiration, the Iconics are literally like an actual women's tag team. Like they started out as a women's tag team and they haven't went anywhere else.
But this is where I say, and folks, let us know who you got for this match, whether you got Nick Nemeth or BDE. But this is where I've said, if I'm WWE, hey, look at that round. I throw money at them if I want to bring them in. So when right now, the women's tag team division in WWE is a lot of singles athletes thrown together. So when they all split up and break off and everything, who's going to be left? You would want some established tag teams who are going to stay tag teams left. Bring in the inspiration. They've already been there before. You can do the whole Iconics. Now, AEW's got a show in Australia coming up, so that might be a leverage point. But I'm just saying.
That's a good leverage point. I honestly feel like they will be the first tag team, women's tag team, I should say, to hold the WWE, TNA, and AEW tag team championships.
The Grand Slam, the Triple Crown?
Triple Crown for them.
There you go. You heard it here first, folks. We're coining terms out here. So whenever you hear, Sean Ross Sapp or Dave Meltzer or anything, say the Iconics won the Triple Crown, you know where you heard it here first.
Exactly.
Trademark, copyright, stamp of approval.
Right.
Well, who you got for this match, sir?
I kind of want to take BDE because, especially from, I can't believe I'm clicking on his comment, but MDB out here saying, he should be an inspiration to the entire YouTube community. Someone who wanted to be a wrestler and aspired to be a wrestler and started off on YouTube and everything. And now this is where he is. This is great. So a big, huge upset, victory here for BDE would be really surprising.
So if we're going to go into the YouTube wrestling community and everything, this might be some knowledge or some game that some people don't know and some people aren't going to know what I'm talking about. So a DPW with Deadlock Pro Wrestling shutting down and closing operations and everything. Chris Danger, who's actually been a wrestler and been their champion and everything like that, that might actually not be a bad get if TNA wants to lean into content creators to where they had the content creator row, and we're not going to touch that too much, but you've got BDE, you bring in a Chris Danger. TNA's even done a super smart thing of, I think they're starting to put out clips from their shows that they're specifically approving of content creators can use, and they're not going to strike it and everything. Right. So they're leaning into streamers, content creators like ourselves and everything. Yeah. So if you're going to do that, bring in a Chris Danger. Give me a Chris Danger BDE. We did it in Deadlock Pro. Do it in TNA. And you're going to lean into that YouTube sensation clicks of attention getters. Yeah. You need names to draw people to view.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I didn't know DPW closed down. I used to watch them until like they kind of pulled their content from YouTube. I didn't know they shut down, but Chris Danger, yes, that'd be a good get for TNA. Absolutely. I would love to see him in TNA, especially with, like you said, the whole inclusion of content creators and stuff like that. Even people that didn't watch TNA before are now starting to watch TNA on live streams. I'm not going to call them out. They know who they are. But but yes, absolutely. Chris Danger would be a good get. Absolutely.
Fair enough. I wasn't sure if that was too deep of a cut of too inside baseball, of too down the rabbit hole of even Paula here. Nick, you're on YouTube. You think you should go out there and challenge Dolph Ziggler? I'll fight him for the name Nick. You know what? I already had my representation, my avatar of Big Trouble Ben Bishop, who's taken on Nick Nemeth and everything. So that's, I've already wrestled Nick Nemeth by proxy.
Just file for the trademark already for Nick.
Just I own the name Nick. Am I going to be like I'm going to be like that dude who owned the diabetes medication and also bought the Wu-Tang album, and they're just going to hate me. I own the name Nick.
You just own the name Nick.
But no, that's why he doesn't. He's NIC, no K.
Right. I'm on commercial. I don't know about you, but I'm on commercial.
I have him arguing with fans at ringside that
so you're getting
yeah. See, again, this is just funny to me, and you see it even with YouTube TV. If you're watching it on regular TNT, TBS, if you're watching on HBO Max, the cross of you get a different show on every streaming platform that you have. That's where it gets confusing and interesting.
Yeah, I know.
Figure your shit out.
I know with AEW, you get on HBO Max, you get the TNT or the TBS live stream. So you'll get different commercials there, which is weird. Honestly, I could switch over to the TNA Plus app so I can see the rest of the.
No, you're good. I'm trying to give different perspectives.
I'm trying to give them the view. I'm trying to give them one view.
Don't worry. Remember the first week to when they sat there and shut my shit off and said, "No, get your ass over to AMC. We need them ratings. You get your ass over there. You got a 10-minute preview."
Right. I'm looking through the chat, and Boston says I need to acknowledge his apology, but I don't. Oh, there it is. I see it now. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, you're late. You're what? It's 9:24. You're late, big guy. You're late.
Well, Boston, I already seen your influence on this man when he's out there tweeting about Pasternak and everything like that. Just saying, I done seen this influence of all of a sudden this man's a Boston Bruins fan. Just saying.
I did tweet about him on
I've never seen this. We can split custody. If you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you're out there a Boston Bruins fan. I don't even know how you deal with KJ of being a Maple Leafs fan. You're going to have to sort that out with him.
That last 15 minutes of the Bruins game on 15 seconds, I should say, of the Bruins game on Tuesday was insane.
Keep it a buck, though. I wouldn't have predicted you to be watching the last 15 seconds of a Bruins game if I had 15 seconds on my fucking life clock, my guy.
That's the truth, though. That is definitely the truth. Never in a million years did I think I would be watching a hockey.
This man's just missing, opining over the Atlanta Thrashers. Now I'm in a top 10 matches of 2025, and I'm getting Javon, Leon, Dion.
So you're getting that, and I'm back live with TNA.
What? And I'm live.
I got BDE versus Nick Nemeth back again. This is so.
Did you just get what I got though? I don't know.
Could be the case. I would assume. I don't know.
But I assume Spaz has got a $10 super chat. TK is like a paper on a bulletin board, always under attack. But my girl left me for my horrible Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, so I told her I'll be returning shortly. I'll be right back. Yeah, well, that's terrible. That's a terrible joke, but it's still funny because Arnold infamously originally fought against that line because it was poor grammar, and he didn't like it as having to learn English the proper way from Austrian. That he threw them all off. But yeah, I'll be back. Do it now. Get to the chopper. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You need to do it. Me and Anthony out here on Thursday. We got the Impact, yeah, and then we'll be here in the afternoon for Friday. Yeah. We got the Royal Rumble. Yeah, go turn over the top. Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. That is hilarious.
Sorry, it's been fun. It's fun being able to watch TNA on TV again. There you go.
It is. It's definitely fun. They went through a lot of stages over the past like 8 years. Pop TV, Twitch, Discovery, Access TV.
I've always called them the Harry Potter of pro wrestling, the company that lived. Yeah. They have always been at death's door now multiple times and somehow managed to rose in the Titanic and find a fucking door to float on or something.
This is why when people like on social media talk about how TNA is dead and no one's watching, I'm like, well, how is it still around 20 years later? I didn't, because it has
still got a pulse.
It has had 2 feet and 1 arm in the grave for a lot of its life.
And throwing dirt over its own shoulder.
Exactly.
But so I have Nemeth right now getting up, PD getting to his feet,
both
back in action. What's up?
They're both in the corner trying to get up.
I got right now BD firing up, throwing forearms on Nemeth. Nemeth throwing forearms back at him.
I have BDE on the ground.
I'm going to hit refresh on my thing, and we'll see where we land.
Okay. Yeah, I have Nick Nemeth on top of him, and he was, punching him in the face. That's where I am.
I have BD in the corner. Nemeth kind of mushing him in the corner. Irish whip into the opposite corner. See, I don't even know if you've had these or not had these
I've
yet.
Had that. I think I've had that. And I can't.
Is that even what you mad at?
I'm live. Like I can't even refresh.
No, you're fine. I might just have to try and, of course. Hey, TNA, this is a good way to go with your plus app that people pay for and everything, to where I've now twice in 3 weeks had to jump to AMC to find an alternative way to be watching it with the live show on top of Spaz out there in Canada that could already been done watching the show by now. Lol TNA reigns supreme.
BDE just hit like a running knee. Do you have that? No.
I'm trying to pull up my alternative option right now, sir. If you want to read off anything.
Wait.
I have a 2 count.
Yeah.
Oh, see you again. All right. This is all right. Nick, crash out right now. All right. Commencing in 3, 2, 1. TNA, respectfully, fix your shit. Saying as someone who I'm almost already knocking over fans and everything on my desk, as someone who has been a year-long subscriber, you get my money every month and everything for TNA Plus. You have already fucked up your feast or fired because of TNA Plus. I'm now.
Did you get that like cutter?
3 count? Did Nemeth just win?
Yeah, Nemeth just won.
All right. Sorry, I was busy crashing out.
And I can't click on anything in the chat because it hasn't refreshed since 9:23. So,
well, there you go. Well, we can still just read from the beyond and everything. But either way, I'm losing my mind on.
You're losing it.
TNA and AMC. Fix your fucking shit of I pay $9.99 a month for TNA Plus. I have since had to drop off your platform twice out of 3 weeks that you've already been on AMC. Only 3. You couldn't even get a full count. Only 3.
I think what we have to do for the future live streams is we either have to make a choice. We're both going to watch it on the TNA Plus app, or we're both going to watch it on.
But that's but that's fucked up.
But we shouldn't have to do
a problem.
that.
That's a problem.
We shouldn't have to do that, but I think that's what we're going to have to do.
That's what I'm saying. That's an issue.
Yeah.
TNA, fix your issues. LOL TNA has cursed you for 6+ years now, and you haven't still shaken that monkey off your back now.
Oh, so we got Ryan Nemeth out here now.
Oh, yeah, because this is what I want to see right now after I've already been mad that I've been basically paying for a fucking app that at this point is all but fucking useless and everything. Unless you want to have your matches and everything spoiled beforehand. If you want to watch what they're not supposed to be airing, go to TNA Plus.
Are you okay? You're good?
No, I'm not okay.
So as Richard has said here, as Nick is going to take a moment to calm down.
No, I'm good. I'm still here. I'm breathing. I'm
That was a solid showing from BDE. I actually thought while Nick was trying to find the AMC network, I thought he was about to pull it out with that running high knee that like Daniel Bryan does. I was kind of shocked. But yeah, that was a good match.
At least I get Mara Sade. I get Jakara Jackson on my TV screen. That is a minor consolation right now. That at least I get to see her.
We still got this, weird feud going on, but their match at Genesis was fun.
Is this though? Like, do you actually enjoy it? And we're both Sade fans. We both love Jakara. Liked her even when she was in Meta 2 instead of Meta 4. But her with this Nemeth of fucking baby Gronk out here, is this just too slapstick comedy of, again, you're not shaking the allegations of low TNA with a story like this?
I don't really think it has anything to do with LOL TNA, to be honest. To me, I've never felt that from this. I mean, I do feel like shows have to have their comic relief, and I feel like this is it. I mean, if we're going to put it in perspective, we could say the same thing about R-Truth, because he's the comic relief for WWE.
R-Truth is way more entertaining than this.
But
R-Truth was to have people crying out in the streets when he got released.
If we're going to put 2 and 2 together, they're both comic reliefs, no matter who is funnier or not. So I don't find this in the same category as that. I haven't really enjoyed the feud, but I enjoyed the match. I was kind of shocked that they put an intergender match like this, on a pay-per-view, and they delivered, I feel like.
Is it because of the intergender thing, or is it because of the story?
I said I didn't care for the story.
Well, no, I'm clarifying. I'm clarifying.
I didn't care for the story, but I did like the match. And I did say after the match that I kind of wanted to see where it went, because they did both kind of show up and show out in that match.
Touche, Tabernacle. But I want more Sade. I want Sade out there. NXT or Christ Almighty, NXT title. Fuck it, do it. Of Knockouts title. I don't want her in Nemeth. Like, there's no. What is the end game here? What is the outcome after this? So they just walk off.
But see, that's the thing. As wrestling fans, we're always looking for the outcome after, and it's like, let's just get through the story first, and then we'll see what happens.
Enjoy the ride.
Not really enjoy the ride, because I don't want to say like, just watch it and enjoy it, because I don't believe that theory. But I think sometimes as wrestling fans, we're focused on what happens next, and we're not really just looking at what we have now. And then when we get there, okay, we can take a moment and be like, okay, maybe this is not where they should have went. Right. And I feel like that's what we've lost a lot of sense in the wrestling community. Even if you watch a regular TV show, I get that we look ahead of what the story is, but like the difference between sometimes with wrestling fans and entertainment in general, we're always looking to see what's next, and we're not really looking to see what's in front of us, and then we will get to the next.
see the forest before the trees, like how everyone crashed out over the Bloodline storyline, but now you see Twitter and it's, oh, I missed the Bloodline storyline.
Exactly. It's like, oh, Roman Reigns was shoved down our throat with the bloodlines. Now we miss Roman Reigns. You know, we want him to be there more. So it's like, you know, let's focus on the now. And then I want Mara Sade to be in the knockouts, you know, picture, the knockouts world title picture. I hope that happens. Right now, we got to focus on getting Danny Luna back. And she was supposed to be challenging for the world title. So, you know, it's just like we'll get to that point, but sometimes I feel like we just got to focus on the now, and then we'll see what happens after the fact. But there are instances where you can point out where something's going to turn out to be utterly trash. You know, you can say from the beginning. And
my guy, I was fully right there in agreement with you. Like the whole way through, I was like, this man preaching from the mountaintop and everything.
Like, I remember,
and then you kind of proved my point with this, though, of like, what is the outcome of Ryan Nemeth versus Mara Sade?
Because like I can say, like for myself, like being on TikTok for so many years, actually 5 years in April. I remember when I got dragged through the mud when they were doing this story with Naomi, where Sonya Deville was basically kind of saying to Naomi, "Who are you? We don't know who you are." I think Naomi had just returned back from injury, and it was, in a way, the storyline was disrespecting Naomi. And I called it out on Twitter, literally called it out on TikTok and Twitter, and I got dragged for it. And then nothing came out of it. And then she wound up quitting and walking out with Sasha Banks, you know? So there is times where you can call BS when you see it. And I'm not saying you can't do that. Here, I don't know. I can't see I can't see where this is going. So right now, I'm just going to try to look to see, you know, what we have now. And right now, even though the story has sucked, that one match was good, and I'm trying to see, you know, kind of where they take it.
See, and that's why you need to join the WFU out there, folks, the Wrestling Fans United and everything. We're the anti-IWC out there of we can agree to disagree, and, you know, don't put the cart before the horse. Don't see the forest before the trees. Don't get pre-mad. Hashtag pre-mad.
Right.
And all that. But, yeah.
I mean, and then I'm gonna click on this comment. I don't understand what I'm being biased about. I literally just said I didn't like the storyline, but I liked the match, and because the match was good, I want to see where it goes next. That's literally all I said. And there are people, if you're on social media, I'm a part of a good portion of TNA groups, like it, you know,
this man's got the headset and the t-shirts. This man's all one step out of the production truck. What are we talking about?
There are people out there that actually do like this storyline. I don't know why, but they do.
That's not where I was expecting this to go. They have brain damage.
I mean, just blankly saying no one likes this storyline. You don't like this storyline, but there are people out there that like this storyline. Do I know why? I don't know.
I don't know, but Safrid agreeing with us. I love me some Mara Sade. No, Nick, his response went through your ears and out the other, sir. Well, thank you for clarifying. Nick can't handle the truth, but I think you're right. I don't know what truth I'm not holding. Our truth? What? Why does Hometown Man look like Son of Havoc from Lucha Underground? I can't fully confirm Lucha Underground because I didn't watch a ton of Lucha.
I didn't watch Lucha Underground. I just kind of found out about that a couple of months ago. So.
I knew about it. It was too telenovela, too soap opera for me. Of like,
ooh, that might
it's one of those. It's not wrestling. That's, you know, more storyline than in ring. So I thought.
That actually might be up my alley if it's telenovela.
Oh, my guy, it is very. Chelsea Green wrestles Penta. Swerve Strickland was out there. Ricochet. A whole list of people. Well, at this point, with Tommaso Ciampa signing with AEW, I think Tony Khan's completed the Infinity Gauntlet of signing everybody from Black and Gold at one time or another to AEW.
That is true. And then he's taking all the TNA talent, taking all the NXT talent, and look,
all up in the videos.
It's crazy.
All up on the record.
So we're getting a elegant segment here.
A bouquet. A bouquet. But Vance, I see you again. If we missed you, drop it again. If we got the super chats, the super stickers, and again, if we're behind on you and we don't see you, it's probably because StreamYard's still trying to catch up to you because
Doesn't
we're
like us.
overloading. We're circuit breaking out here.
It
We're
doesn't
doing
like
gangbusters in the chat.
it doesn't like us at all right now. I'm still stuck. Like
Well, I'm at 9:30. Well, I'm at 9:39, so we're a minute away. So we're Nick is always pre-med. Yeah. That's my secret, Jose. Of you can't get mad if you stay mad.
because you're pre-mad.
Because you're always mad. I'm the Hulk out here.
So we got Lei Ying Lee face to face with Ash.
Yeah.
She's basically saying, "Come and get this title anytime, anywhere."
So can you
Mm-hmm.
try to explain to me who or what is Zaya Brookside? Is she a cowboy? Is she just
Okay. Because I was like, wait a
a
minute.
blonde lady? Is she just bland baby face? Like she's out there with.
I
Is
don't
this just the international coalition? Like
honestly, I don't know if she's supposed to be, a cowgirl or
she's
not.
TNA's Fallon Henley? What?
Maybe in a way. I mean, she's technically in a tag team with the TNA Knockouts World Champion, the Angel Warriors, right? I don't think I think the plan was for them to be a really major tag team until Ash got injured and then they put the title on her. But we'll see where they go, I guess.
Their name is the Angel Warriors.
Yes.
Tell me that is not an anime fucking
It,
name.
it does sound like
You ever heard one?
it does sound like an anime. Like the name for sure, it does.
As Mr. Elegance just popping the champagne on himself and everything.
And then we had a weird sighting from Indy Hartwell. I don't even know why she was in that.
She's the baby face because baby
I guess
faces do
so.
baby face things. So
I
I
guess
still don't
so.
know how I feel. How do you feel about Mr. Elegance? As I think I'm gonna go find my elegance. But yeah, swole ass Jack Perry. I don't know who he was supposed to be before. I guess they did a transformation. You explain this nonsense to people because I can't figure it out.
I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain this. As Nick takes a pause here, I don't know who Mr. Elegance is, and I wish I did, but I have no clue who Mr. Elegance is. Which is he came out of nowhere, but we do have on the screen Stacks. Stacks is taking on Hometown Man tonight. We still have the Feasters Fired reveal. We also have the big no holds bar match in the main event. That's between AJ Francis and Rich Swan. So this match was a late addition. It was announced a couple of hours ago, probably. As I can't go through the chat, so I'm stuck at 9:39. So if you're wondering why I'm not clicking on the chat, I can't. So I got Hometown Man coming out. So that's great. I can click on this one comment. Paul, if I got too aggressive, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Um, I was just saying like I wasn't trying to be biased because I love TNA. It's more because like I literally said I didn't like the storyline, but I like the match. So I didn't mean to explode. I'm sorry. I've had a rough day, but we're here. Still stuck at 9:39 with the chat, but Hometown Man is just out. Stacks is out here. Stacks also needs to drop the international title because he shouldn't be holding it. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm gonna try to go through the previous comments since I can't see anything new. But Richard, Mara, it is keeping Mara away from the women's title scene, but we also have like I don't want to say a lot, but we got Danny Luna in the mix because she is the number one contender. So Danny Luna is still in the mix. Now we have Ash by Elegance back in the mix. Mara will get there. I do believe Mara will get there. I don't know when. It could be after this, but I'm gonna say it again. I don't like where Mara is, but I did like the match. So hopefully she moves to the women's title scene very soon. As the chat is finally catching up now, I'm gonna see if I can go through it. Paul, we're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, I think I took it a little bit too personal. We're good. Um, Sometimes I get like that. I do get defensive fairly quickly. But we're good. We're good. I promise you, we're good. Um, Boston says hometown man should be in bingo halls. By the way, the gimmick is for. I don't like the gimmick. I hate it. That's why I thought he was going to grab the Feast or Fire briefcase and be fired and then come back as Cody Deaner. That wouldn't make sense, right? They need to get rid of the hometown man. But again, just like when it comes to the Mara thing, there's actually people like that like this. Sometimes I read the messages in these TNA group chats that I'm in, and I'm like, how do y'all like this? Because explain to me how you like this. I don't know. MDB, that is a good idea to pull up my phone and actually try to see the chat. I just caught that because the chat has caught up with us as we got hometown man hyping up the crowd. Trying to go up a little bit here, trying to go up here. Denisha, yes, our shows are on tonight. I actually just caught up with 911 and 911 Nashville as hometown man and Stacks are back in the ring, and Stacks hits a big boot to take out hometown man as the match continues to grow. Lady B, what in the hokey pokey is hometown man? It's Cody Deaner. It's crazy. It's Cody Deaner. Cody Deaner lost a match last year to be fired, and then a couple of weeks later, hometown man showed up. But Stacks, I feel like needs to drop that international title. TNA about to sign the Good Brothers and hammers down. Are you saying Hammer Stone? I don't know, but the Good Brothers, I think the Good Brothers to should come back to TNA. When they were there, when Honor No More was there and all that stuff, it was great. I am looking at my phone, trying to see what's there. It seems like. All right, so the chat is not too far behind. MDB says, I got your back, but I still hate you. Yeah, I still hate you too, MDB. We got Stacks, got him, got hometown man, and I think this is a half crab. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. This is a half crab, but hometown man gets to the bottom rope, breaks it up. I hate to say it, but this is actually a solid match. It's kind of competitive back and forth. Now, last week on TNA Impact, I think it was last week on TNA Impact, Ariana actually apologized to her father. And she said she felt bad that she did what she did. I don't believe any of it. I think something else is going to come out of this very soon with him. All right, so hometown man picking up the pace here. He has control of this match. This is crazy. Does he beat Stacks? I don't know. Boston down here says hometown man is the guy who has the title for the gymnasium shows. That's absolutely the case. That's absolutely the case. Ariana, oh, hometown man with a big splash from the top. 1, 2. Ooh, that's shaky right there. I thought he was gonna win. I hate that I can't see this chat. I really hate it. It's bothering me. Stacks is grabbing the international title. I feel like he's trying to use it. But Ariana is grabbing it back, so maybe she does feel bad for what she did. Bulldog by hometown man. Is he gonna win? Going for sliced bread? Oh, he was grabbing for the mask. And Stacks wins and beats hometown man. I don't get this hometown man thing at all. I don't understand this. But Stacks wins. He still has possession of the international title. It is what it is. Going back to the chat here, Jose says, how do you feel about West Gunn trying to get into the TNA game? I don't know who West Gunn is, so someone will have to explain that to me. That sounds like somebody MDB may know, but I don't know who West Gunn is. And now the chat has caught up. So yes, I don't know who West Gunn is. So someone is going to have to explain that to me because I don't know who he is. I'm sorry. We got Boston saying Nick is hometown man. He left and this guy came out. This makes sense. That's hilarious. So we got the injury report from Bioflex. Moose is out. They're saying Moose is out. So we'll see what happens there. Paul is saying, where did Nick go? He's still mad about the elegance. Nick is mad about the elegance brand. Nick is also mad about the live streams on.
Sorry, wait, hold on. Boston might have,
Nick is just mad.
Pulled back the kayfabe on that and everything. But yeah, no. How are we doing? How are we doing? Did I miss anything? I briefly
you didn't miss anything.
Disappeared.
You didn't miss much of anything. Stacks won as I guess the world turns here, because I just want him to lose that international title. I don't even know why he has it, to be honest, but
just don't like the man.
I just don't like him.
Yeah, no, I'm mad at everything. Well, and I got a few brief things to rattle off. Are we getting the Feast or Fired revealed? Or later tonight?
It's later tonight.
How do you feel Killer Kelly officially done with TNA? I assume, me personally, she's going to AEW, be with hubby, be with Myron Reed, ends up in the AEW women's division. She'll be as used as much as Alba Fire was, or Isla Dawn. Sorry, but yeah.
Killer Kelly leaving, to me, wasn't surprising from TNA. That kind of wasn't surprising to me. Not trying to downplay, like her last year, but they weren't really utilizing her. She came back, she had her match against Masha. I think it was 2 matches against Masha, and then we really didn't see her much. So doesn't surprise me that she left. But where she's going, I feel like you're right. I feel like she's following Myron Reed over there to AEW. I think that's where she's going to be next. But again, we see the track record with the TNA guys going to AEW, and it doesn't look good. The only person,
Josh Alexander's like, no, stop, go back.
Exactly. I feel like the only person that's doing really good over there maybe is Speedball Mike Bailey. I think he's been.
You mean the guy who's the jobber in a tag team that jobs? Well, the top guy in that tag team jobs too to Swerve Strickland. Why?
It's insane. And I saw somebody, I don't know who it was, but I saw someone on social media say, TNA saw Speedball Mike Bailey's talent and dropped him in a tag team with Trent Seven. And I'm like, isn't AEW doing the same thing?
Hot meat kettle, my guy. Just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying history is kind of repeating itself in AEW. So I don't know.
Right, but Michael Spikes, I see a bunch of former Wrestling for Life prediction champs in the chat room tonight, including myself. But the real question, who is the best around? Out of all of us, we know the answer to that. Oh, talking smack, talking trash already. I love to see it, though. Cutting promos on each other. Well, the predictions title has become sacred ground. It's more valuable than, at least a Ring of Honor title, I'd say. At this point,
the prediction title turned in from predictions just in the chats, and now predictions on a Google
You
sheet.
got to have forms and documents. You got to prove, you got to fill out, paperwork.
Exactly. So it's definitely has grown over the past
Oh,
couple
and
of
I
years.
done heard you about this, and I don't know who West Side is. West Side Gun is
All right.
a major rapper who was a mega fan of pro wrestling, was a huge WWE fan, and he very much put it known, but they threw him out of, I think it was a Monday Night Raw and everything. So now he also runs Fourth Rope wrestling, which is like Enzo Amore, Zilla's been out there, all of that. Like it's another one of the indie kind of promotions and everything. He's thrown out the idea of him buying TNA and oh, all right, WWE, you want to fuck with me? Well, now I'm gonna be your partner, and we're gonna, he very much wants to try and, go his way with pro wrestling and everything of hip hop influencer, hip hop artist that, huge wrestling fan, very like if O'Shea Jackson wanted to own a wrestling promotion.
Mm-hmm. That's who he is. Okay.
Oh, I could see the look of the nod of disapproval as I was midway through a sentence with all of that. The second I said wants to buy TNA, Anthony's like, ain't no fucking way, ain't no how. I'll buy it before this man does.
I have not seen that online anywhere. But I mean, apparently it's out there. Doesn't mean it's not out there because I didn't see it. But no, we're good. We don't
This is Anthony's. You can have that. Not even what I'm mad at.
we're
Well,
good.
how do
We're
you
fine.
feel about the idea of a Masha Slamovich? She took her pause for the cause. Wait until the heat blows over. Does she go right back to TNA?
I think she does. It seems like TNA does not have a problem with hiring people with, checkered instances. So, look at Trey Miguel coming back.
Tessa.
I was gonna say Tessa. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this is where she'll come back to once the dust settles. I do think so.
Fair enough. Fair enough. As I've got Grace and Saxon, now she's turning on. You made me hate my father. So now in 2 weeks fucking time, in no matter of time, she's gone from heel to fucking babyface. Is this what she's doing now? If she's given up on Stacks? As
This
Santino pops in.
Yeah, this is why this needs to end. Like,
It's fine, I got this. Like
okay, so
is
she's
it an issue when pro wrestling tries to do reality TV when it's already reality TV?
in a way, but this is why I don't. This is why I don't like this. I don't. I just want that title off.
Because everyone felt that fucking sigh, my guy, of the entire chat. All 60 some odd people. Let's see if we can keep growing that number. Everybody felt that fucking sigh right there, my guy.
Like the turn was unexpected. The turn was cool. I'll say that in the moment I enjoyed it, but like after, like, just drop it, please. Just
Enough.
enough. Enough is enough.
Charles saying too much comedy. Is that an issue of too much when you already got your what's his full title of something of authority and everything of
Director of authority.
there you go, Santino Marella of John Cena. Yeah. When your authority figures comedy, when you add comedy on top of it, is it all right? Does it become corny? When does comedy become corny?
There's a limit where it becomes too much. There's definitely a limit, and yeah, I think my size said it enough.
Your size spoke for a fucking generation, my guy.
I talk TNA a lot on TikTok. There has not been one time I've mentioned this storyline other than Stacks needs to drop the title.
how do you feel about Elijah? Who wants to walk with Elias?
Oh, I like the story he's building with Mustafa Ali. That's been cool. The match they had at Genesis was fun. I think tonight, he's facing one half of the Great Hands, and it's the better Great Hands. I'm not trying to be
Is it the
mean.
left or the right?
I
Is it
think
the
it's the
left or the
right.
right?
I think it's the right.
Uh,
It's Jason Hotch, I think. Yeah, I think it's Jason
yes,
Hotch.
it's not the stranger. It's the other one.
I
Yeah.
think this match is going to be really good. I really like Jason Hotch. There's a lot of people calling for him to break up from the other half, the left hand of the Great Hands, and really be a single star in the X division. And I feel like he can be.
Well, does Elias still work with the WrestleMania? Like he had this gimmick all the way till WrestleMania 4 and beyond and everything. Of
Mhm.
he's kind of always had the same gimmick. Well, he shaved his beard and pretended he was his brother for a minute. But the song singing, guitar picking, does the gimmick still work for you?
I think, a little bit. I think he did a lot more in WWE with the singing part and stuff. I think
This man had a whole album at one point. I think.
exactly. I still like it here. I also think it was like a timely replacement for them losing Joe Hendry too. So if you're gonna replace somebody with Joe Hendry that has a little musical background, I think Elisha is.
We're all in this together. And then TNA's wrestling musical.
It could be a little bit of that. It definitely could be a little bit of that.
I'm just saying, though,
Mhm.
Tony teased him. Carlos, you need to do it. Pull the trigger on it. Elias and the Righteous. It fucking kind of writes itself. All you're missing is a guy who's available. And I know it will. I think you might know at least what his price might be. Of you out of Karrion Kross into that. And you're taking money to the fucking bank a little bit. At least Elias and the Righteous. That kind of gives that culty vibe. That would be a nice little unique faction if TNA wasn't already doing 57 heel factions. But yeah.
And that could be something that they're going towards. If you look at, I think last week's episode, the Righteous had an ending segment, and they looked up in the sky and something was there. It was like a bat symbol or something. I think KJ
Hook is coming to TNA.
It was like KJ pointed it out of what it was. Maybe this is a call to Elias being in the group or Karrion Kross. I still don't think he's far away from TNA. I feel like that's where we get Karrion Kross.
Well, does TNA need to dip its toe into the talent pool? WWE's done it. We've essentially seen a trade. We've almost seen the first ever actual live trade from pro wrestling companies of I'll give you Hobbs, you give me Ciampa. Does TNA need to start dipping its toe into the talent pool of not talent that's already debuted, of talent that we're going to sign and then they'll debut?
Yeah, we hinted on that, at the beginning of the stream. Absolutely, they gotta, dip into that talent pool and get people that are not already with the company to sign.
Did you know Eddie Edwards resigned?
But the thing, and I think we talked about this last stream, is like TNA right now can't compete with the money that WWE and AEW can offer, and that's the thing that's probably holding them back from really dipping into that talent pool.
But it's still, to me, you do have to. That is very much a handicap of you're fighting with one arm behind your back a little bit. But at the same time, I can offer you're going to be on national television. We're going to make you the figurehead of our company, because is there a true figurehead right now of TNA? I know Mike Santana's supposed to be, but I mean, he's being flip-floppy, whiffy waffle with the fucking world title.
I mean, he's held it longer than he has.
What? So he's held it 2 weeks? This is the two-match title record. He finally held it in front of a crowd?
That's 2 weeks he didn't have the last time, and I don't count the 30 days they were off of television. So, but no, I think Mike Santana, I think last week with the promo he had, I think Mike Santana is, and he wants to be the face of the company. So I think that's our guy right there. But I have said that I hope they can get bigger talent there. But if you want bigger talent, you got to have the bigger paycheck. And if they can't offer it, that's when you have to build the guys and gals that you have there up to
You
make them
gotta get
seem,
creative
yeah,
with what
to
you've
make
got.
them the bigger talent that you already have.
Yeah, if you've got so and so and so and so, and Mike Santana is going to be your main guy, you got to build somebody that's going to be a heel that feels on that level to
Yeah.
compete with them.
Oh, Skyler might win this with the interruption from his partner and Tasha Steelz.
You can tell what it's confusing as to whether it's to the left
I
or the right.
I
I
never
think
can
this is
remember.
Jason or whatever his name is.
I
The
never
one
can
that starts with
remember
J.
the one that's wrestling is Jason Hodge. I never can
Yes.
remember his partner's name, his tag team partner's name.
Well, you said it and then instantly forgot it.
What is his name? That's terrible. John Schuyler. John Schuyler. Jason Hodge
Skyler,
and John
Skylight.
Schuyler.
And
That's
then
it.
taking over. As he's working over Elias's arm right now.
Yeah, the previously injured arm.
Well, speaking of injured arms, of Jake something, Jack Doyle, Doyle rules, of blown bicep. Mid-match.
I saw that earlier, and someone pointed out on Twitter that he's injury prone, but I don't really recall him being injured much in TNA. But it's sad for him.
He came back off of an injury recently, and that's when he turned around and left. So that's a little bit of man just came back off an injury, like popped up in TNA, had a mini run, and then went to AEW, and then popped up injured again. That's the thing.
Right. No. You're absolutely right. I forgot about that. Yeah, it sucks for him because I'm pretty sure he just signed a big, contract with AEW.
Oh no, so he can sit at home and he can recover and he can collect all that money of don't go Jason Waterfalls. Just stick to the lakes and the rivers that you used to. But is it that's something I can't even say is an AEW thing, but AEW has a bad track record of a lot of their talent getting injured really fucking fast of, hey, we just debuted you. Here's an issue.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. They do. Ooh, with a
Andrade, Wardlow, getting Trey Miguel set. Like I said, I still want to see the gif or the meme of Trey Miguel as Abe Simpson walking into AEW, walking out, walking back into TNA. Like, this man's been all around the world and
I need like a Trey Miguel Unreal. I need to know what happened.
24. Do you remember the WWE?
Yes, WWE 24. Like, I need what happened between the dotted line and AEW and then the dotted line in TNA, because that was about 7 days. So I need a WWE.
Oh, don't worry, you can also get the reverse of that of what happened between the dotted line with TNA and what happened with the dotted line with AEW.
Ooh.
Saito kick. It's a curry.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Is it just though a little bit with the good hands that, especially individually, jumping knee of Tombstone, Taker's gonna have an issue. Tombstone from Elias, but there's no, like, individually, I don't 3 count Elias wins. I don't know if there's a true gimmick or a personality. Like, what is the gimmick of the good hands solo?
I see. That's a good question. Honestly, solo. They were they're the great hands now. They're the good hands solo. Nothing really came. outside of their wrestling ability, nothing really came of that. I feel like they didn't really have a personality until they got with Mustafa Ali in Order 4. So I don't know what
So
happened
where
from
they don't have a personality.
they have a little bit of
What
personality.
is their personality? That's the
Not the
question, Your
greatest.
Honor, is what
Their,
is the
their,
personality?
their personality is the
They have
Secret
5
Service.
digits.
Their personality is the Secret Service.
The little the job requirement to not have a personality is their personality. As we got a chair shot homage, Jeff Jarrett. I mean, he's on his retirement tour.
Oh, it was about to be
Elias. Oh, swing away.
Agent Zero pulled him out.
I can't ever call him Agent Zero. It's always just not Cass.
Not Cats. No, I like that.
Small bill. Small change to big bill. But
No,
so Elias gets the win and Tasha steals.
wow.
Good googly moogly.
Yeah.
That them things is thinging. Chitara needs a fucking casting call, my guy. I took my glasses off and could have still see that shit in fucking 3D.
No, you had to. I get it.
I had to make sure I was seeing it in full effect.
So they're promoting the main event tonight, which is AJ Francis and Rich Swann in a no holds bar match. We still have the reveal of the Feast or Fire. That's why I haven't taken a polish yet, because I'm waiting for that reveal. Because whatever happens, I might have to go punch a window out.
I can give you one. I can give you one. Well, no, don't worry. You still got Elena Black. You got a Poster Black. You got a Cora Jade. So you got a skateboard. You got a paper mache skateboards. Pause for the cause, my guy. Run while you can.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with Cora Jade. I'm running away. I'm running away.
So Anthony is taking a pause for the cause. He's running away. He's just a skater boy. He said, "See you later, boy." There you go. There you go. But yes, as I am a commercial break, as we still do have Elena Black's debut match of versus TBD, and we do still have the Falls Count Anywhere match, which I mean, there wasn't a title match. I don't know why I said it in this voice, but there wasn't a title match. So Falls Count Anywhere, the stipulation match makes sense. Main event ish, still interessante of, I mean, I was big in the man up, so he's a main event player now officially, but AJ Francis. But we've got that, and we've got the results of the Feast or Fired, which, yeah, if you've been on the internet in any sort of way, you know there's a 33 and a third % chance of 3 people, but I'm going to tell you who those 3 people are. MDB, I said the same thing, Nick. Absolutely. But I will say this thing as I can find the slides of, well, first and foremost, we are back at it like a jackrabbit. Saturday, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time. We will be here live and direct in full effect for the Royal Rumble of, will Jericho show up? Will Kevin Owens show up? Could Britt Baker, could Anna Jay show up? Who knows? But we'll be here. And again, I love the Royal Rumble because it's the Secret Santa of pro wrestling. You never know what you're going to get. Might be good, might be bad, but you're hoping for good. And also we'll be here live tomorrow because they're out there doing the double dip, honey dip in Riyadh in their open arena. I make sure I have to clarify for Jose. It's not, well, no, sorry. It's not an arena. It's an open venue, I think is the technical term for the it's arena of the stadium and everything that they've built for the Royal Rumble in all of like 20 days. So do with that what you will. But yes, but we got SmackDown. We will be live at 11:45 right before it kicks off of, it's that little brunch with the boys here before you have literal brunch with the boys. But be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe as we're just past 8K on YouTube, ever growing to that 10K of still. When we reach 10K, me and KJ, maybe we can talk Anthony into it too. Maybe that'll be his first tattoo. We all get the logo tattooed on each other. Could you imagine actually if we ever did a fucking meetup, all three of us need to find a place to meet up together and all get tattooed together? Could you imagine? But be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. We try and be engaged with our community as much as we can be. Try and click on everything. Again, we are, for the people, by the people. We are the WFU. We're not the IWC. We'd rather debate and discuss things instead of, block you and, quote tweet you on Twitter. But absolutely spread the good gospel of wrestling out there. Right there. We'll leave it right there as I'm in commercial break. The Royal Rumble. It's the Saudi Rumble now. Well, and think about it though. They got a show for the Saudi buyers, for, the empire of how they're going to handle if they have the WrestleMania out there and everything. So I've seen people say that the production value is on that kind of level. So they're going to show up and show out, I think, for this. This is the start of the holiday season when it comes to wrestling fans. I got Jada Stone backstage. And who be you, Scooby-Doo? You live streaming the tattoo? I think probably one of us will at least either live stream it or vlog it or something. Like I said, I'm still throwing out if we could ever actually, and I want to see, and just throwing this out there, this still might be years down the road kind of thing. But if we ever actually had like a live gathering of all y'all and all us and everything for the first time, think about it, the first time me and KJ in the same building at the same time and everything. Would y'all be down with that? We take over a convention or something. We rent out a bingo hall. We go full Paul Heyman, ECW. We go Tony Khan. We rent out a bingo hall. Nick, who do you think? The Women's Rumble opened the show on Saturday. Oh, it's Tasha Steele smacking the out of this woman who we still don't even fully know. Cheap way to get your heat back. We're really focusing on this woman getting slapped. Elias reached out ahead. Oh, for fuck's sake. Boo. But I would think, what do you open it with? The Drew Sammy? Because you've got the Drew Sammy, you've got AJ Gunther, and you've got the two Rumbles. Allegedly right now is, I believe, your card for the Royal Rumble. So yeah, you kind of have to probably open it with the Women's Rumble, because you would hope the Men's Rumble is going to have more significance, more prominence, dare I say dominance. But even surprises is I've got Daria Ray, and we all know what that name kind of sounds like when you feel it coming down and feeling kind of around. But why does she still look like, she looks like a combination from The Devil Wears Prada, like the movie, not the band, and My Chemical Romance. Like, the fucking shoulder pads are killing me here. She's out there like straight. What's the fucking singer from a Goofy movie? Each other's heart, because he's got the fucking T shape. Like she looks like she's playing middle linebacker for Team TNA right now with these fucking shoulder pads. But she does all right in a manager, a GM gimmick. I mean, Tony, if you like KJ was saying the other night, if you're gonna actually do My Chemical Product, yes, Powerline, thank you, Powerline. But if you were gonna do her as an actual true GM, Tony, you might have missed the boat, but Elena Black. Oh. She wasn't over as Cora Jade. So you know what we should do? Bring her back because she couldn't make it work on the subscription model before. Like, who is she even taking on? Yeah, just I don't. No, she doesn't get a yum yums. I was thinking of do I try and figure out KJ soundboard, but no, she gets a nay nay instead of a yum yum. Ruthie J, you know who's gonna get one if I can find it here. There you go. Ruthie J gets a. I think I stomped over it. So you got just a yum, not a yum yum. And that's fitting for this. But yeah. As next week on NXT, we're getting Zaruka taking on the Elegance brand for the Knockouts titles. But briefly let me know who you got for this match and why is it sadly Elena Black? Ruthie, come home. Da 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 da. Elena Black, Elena. I can't say Elena Black without doing the Trump voice, and I hate it. Rumble 2023 ended with Roman versus KO, but that was because of the ending angle with Sammy turning on Roman. Yes, valid. Yeah, I did see that clip going around. I think you bookend it with the Rumble matches. Makes the most sense. That's what the whole show's about. So we show up and show out because that's what the show's about. But yeah, and I think both Rumbles are completely wide open of anybody, and I do mean anybody could win these. Elena Black for the win. I heard Angelina Love is going to be one of the surprises in the. See, that's the thing is I don't know with certain people like that, like Angelina Love. Anthony will pop. Some people might pop. It's a little bit like an Evil from New Japan showing up in, the Royal Rumble. Of we might know, you might know, but they don't know. And that's the thing. I think that they're going to do a bit more of I become. You're going to get more responses that everybody's going to pop for. And I think they're going to have to play the game of how do we spread these out. You're not going to see back-to-back big pops. You're going to see like one at 3, one at 10, one at 15, one at 27 kind of vibe. Randy, what did Randy say? Now I got to try. I'm going to just go with MDB saying, oh, yeah, man. I don't know what Randy said because I can't see him. I can't find him. Hour and 29 minutes till WWE 2K pre-orders. There you go. Well, is anyone pre-ordering 2K? And if so, which version are you getting? Are you crashing out still over the Triple H version of everyone saying it's, the whole Nepo maybe situation? As Elena Black picks up the win and adjusts the straps. Nick needs his own sounds. I think I just make my own soundboard. Respectfully. I think I just exist. I don't know if I can be contained to a soundboard. Nick, you might as well give us some butter. Fine. You know what? Does he? He of course 1 and 2. So here you get the double dip of Elena Black. Cora Jade wins her first match back in TNA against Royce the 5'9", but you got. See, it still cuts off. It's still like 1.5. And
would you
there
like
you go.
butter on that, sir?
There you go, MDB. You got it. The one time you're gonna get me to do that. Because yeah. Me and AJ even talking about I think I just don't know what to do during it. Next thing sees Michael Winslow for no. I'm just saying I just pop off. So you have to change it every week, but we still got the Feaster Fired coming up. As I go to commercial break, as I completely forgot we had the slide for Elena Black. That's how relevant and prominent and focused we were on it. But yeah, she did pick up her win in the obvious situation. But we do still got the results, the announcements of who's won, who's been feasted, and who's been fired. I didn't even know you were chill at the. I'm not. I don't even know. Nick, what do the chance of Anna Jay goes to NXT? What's the chance of Anna Jay in the Royal Rumble? I think that could be a thing. Do we see a Britt Baker? I've seen, we're getting down to where, because Chris Jericho's still on the active roster for AEW. So that means he can't show up. I've seen even the whole, the Judas of where we copyrighted Judas, allegedly, supposedly, but been allegedly debunked and all of that. I think it's such a great. This is the best thing about the Royal Rumble to me, and why I love the vagueness, the openness of anybody could be involved and anybody could win. And we haven't rattled off 27 people that are going to be in, so you only don't know 3 or anything. For every excuse someone can make of how Jericho's not going to be there, I could make an excuse how he's going to be there. And just with that, insert wrestler name with that. And that's what makes it really interesting. Now, granted, WWE, when you have intrigue like this, you can't fumble. Thank you for sending respectfully Grayson Waller to do NXT house shows. No offense, but versus being in the Royal Rumble or anything. Like, I don't need a run of Tozawa, Otis, and Christ, even Hank and Tanger. Like, I don't need guys who clearly aren't going to win the Rumble to show up for like 7 spots in the Rumble, probably in a row even. Like, I like that. Literally, I can probably, I'm not even going to try and put myself to the test here at least, but I can, at the minimum, rattle off 10 people who should be in the Royal Rumble that all could win it right now. And I don't think we've had that in quite some time. Like, last year was a bit wide open. You had like your top 5. But I mean, who's ruling out a Jacob Fatu? Who's ruling out a Kevin Owens? I mean, Christ almighty, I've seen people saying Seth Rollins got leaked showing up in the Royal Rumble by ESPN, and I still haven't figured it out. So I think this is so wide open. And that's the best aspect for it. This is the fucking Secret Santa. Don't give them a major spotlight if they're going to win. Huh? Explain. I always assumed Nick was chill. I appreciate it. I try to be. I don't know. I mean, lately the blood's been boiling a little bit at times. I think wrestling's just trying to find its way to piss me off. But I'm still chill amongst it. Goose, my guy. Goose, blah, blah. There you go. Soffit, what up? I'm in commercial, and I swear to fuck, if anything's gonna pop in and be like, I'm middle of the main event, where the hell are you? I'm gonna, lose my mind. Read it again. Don't give a major spotlight if they're not gonna win. All right. Actually, yeah, I'll double down on that. Yeah. Fuck it. There you go. Don't put it in emphasis if you're not going to be in the final 4, the final 10, the final 6, the final 8. Like, I mean, you're going to get always random. It's even like the NCAA brackets. You're going to always get somebody that shouldn't have been there that ends up in like the final 4. But that's what makes it interesting. Like a Jey Uso was way out of the blue last year. Speaking of out of the blue or out of the left field or maybe right field, at least maybe center field. That's your cue.
It won't allow me to.
I'll find you. Nope. There you go. I found you. Okay. Out there picking, lost in the cornfield out there on right field and everything.
Yeah, now we're back. For some reason, it just wouldn't allow me to put myself back in. But
it's all these lovely technical difficulties.
Exactly.
They had this, bonus feature and that bonus feature, but the chat will get buffered and Anthony can't let himself in the front door.
Exactly. They're always changing stuff around here. Oh, we got the Righteous and the Hardys. Oh.
They're built to have someone like an Elias or a Cross with them. Like, I get they're a tag team,
Yeah.
but they just sometimes you need like a third piece, like you need a little extra season,
Yeah, just to complete the roundup. I get what you're saying.
Technical difficulties, yes, 100%. Yeah,
this is kind of weird though between these two teams. Oh God, here we go. My stomach just dropped.
Brace yourself. Yeah, that's you. I always laugh at the Mortal Kombat. This is the part where you fall down.
The way they're standing. Oh, never mind.
Oh, well, I got the first
Usually
one.
they start the 1 to 4. They're starting 4 to 1.
Trey with an international championship. So guess where that's coming home?
Yeah, thank goodness.
Oh, but the last man.
Steve Macklin might be safe then, because the last person usually gets the fired briefcase. All right, let me not hype myself up.
Well, we know this one.
That makes sense.
If Eddie Edwards was in any other company besides TNA, would he be this many times world champion and challenging for these many world titles?
I don't know.
No, you said it right there at the last word. No. Macklin. Oh, I can't believe it.
Oh, shoot.
Yo, Steve Macklin. Done in TNA. EY gets an X Division championship, and Steve Macklin off to join the Misses. Deonna Purrazzo in AEW in Ring of Honor, your future Ring of Honor World Champion versus Bandito. Unless he goes the WWE route. But he already took everything off of his social media of TNA, of bold strategy, Cotton. And I'm just talking while we're still checking if Anthony has a pulse. Boston, if you want to ring him to make sure he's still breathing, at least, as we cut right to commercial. Anthony, are you still with us? Are you from the beyond now? Please, I'll step back. I'm going to mute, and you have at it.
I don't know what to say. Dang. That I don't have any. I don't have anything to say.
Is this, how do you feel about this with now? This is, I guess, the way TNA is going. Macklin done, removed everything from TNA, from social media and everything. Does he go and join the Misses and Ring of Honor? Is he Royal Rumble bound? Is he catching is this taped because he's already in Riyadh? Where do we go here? I think this is kind of worst case scenario. Trey would have been funny for the memes. EY was the expected outcome because Eddie got spoiled. Steve Macklin, done and dusted on a lonely, lonesome highway east of Albuquerque.
Out of anybody they could have saved, I don't have anything to say. I don't have an opinion right now, other than I'm pissed off.
Would you like to express how pissed off you are? Let him have it. Let Carlos have it. You don't work there, my guy. Express you. Let that rage flow through you. Take these men. You got the headset. Go Paul Heyman of, hey, I want you to throw me off the air. Let them take these people to task for sending Steve Macklin packing.
I would have this is why you can't believe these so-called journalists. This is why you can't believe that these people said this man signed an extension. I didn't for one buy it. As someone as big as Steve Macklin, that's somebody you clearly re-sign and not to an extension. I don't. I have the only feeling I have is the feeling of disappointment because Steve Macklin. I don't want to put this on someone like Carlos because he just took the reins, but someone
Right.
like Scott Demore, who had Steve Macklin for like 4 years and gave this man a less than 3 month world title run and did nothing else with him after, is what pisses me off. All right. Now, if you can say anything about what Carlos has done with Steve Macklin or whoever is in creative, he was the first international champion. They trusted him with that. They gave him the title again back at Bound for Glory in the opener, set the tone for the rest of the Bound for Glory pay-per-view. But this man could have been a lot more in TNA. It wasn't just me. There was a lot of people pushing for Steve Macklin to have a legitimate title run. Someone like, Josh Alexander, who had a legitimate title run, things of that sort. And just to see, I would have rathered him just quietly exit TNA than to see it like it just went down. I think I would have taken it better if he would have just quietly exit TNA, but go through the feast or fire match. I don't know.
To do it, to throw it right in your face.
Yeah.
Well, Paul saying, this could be storyline.
What? Now this
what
goes
is
to
the storyline that comes out of it?
I was just about to say that. Like this goes back to earlier when I was like, let's look into like what's happening in the moment, and like in the moment, where does this go? It doesn't go anywhere other than his contract is up and he's no longer with TNA. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, at least they only spoiled the Eddie Edwards winning the world title and not who got fired.
Yeah.
But Byron saying Macklin might be Royal Rumble bound. I know this is a moment to compress things, and I love that the unbridled rage of even MDB saying you almost threw your headset of, does he go AEW? Does he go WWE? What's next for Steve Macklin if you had to pick?
I don't want anybody from TNA to go to AEW because it's not a good track record. But I mean, he was in WWE at one point as Steve Cutler, and they didn't do anything with him. That's why he had to find his footing somewhere like TNA.
The Suns. He reinvented himself in TNA.
Yeah, I don't know where he goes from here, honestly. We'll see. I don't know.
Go back to WWE. Could he show up in a WWE as a Macklin because he really, that's I think the biggest thing that kind of hurts with this of I know you've been a flag bearer for it, I've been a flag bearer of Macklin's one of those guys that found himself, like we were talking with AJ Francis and a couple other people before we went live, of that found himself, reestablished himself, put himself on a much bigger stage and a much bigger prominence through TNA, and then so long, farewell, Avidas, and goodbye.
I feel like Tom Hannafin right now. Like I don't even.
Well, we got Alexis out there. Everybody is expendable. Well, a guy who would have been cast in the Expendables is Steve Macklin. So what comes around is all around, Ricky. King out there, poor Macklin. Fine. Beep. TNA needs better commentary. This is why you got us. Why we're the alternative commentary. We're your favorite wrestling buddies and your alternative commentary. Not only do you need in your life, you get in your life.
Right? So
this man just crashing out, throwing the headsets and everything. He's the inner monologue of Tom Hannafin right now.
I don't get it, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
But is it just, it's a really bold strategy, Cotton, of again, TNA seems to always like take 3 steps forward and 4 steps back at times.
Mm-hmm.
Of like every time you start to get a bit of traction, like you fucking put the stick in your own spokes, and then why me? Why?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
This man's beside himself. I fucked up when he should have taken a pause because he can't find the
I
words.
really should have took the pause after.
I mean, you good if you need to take a quick one, my guy. If you need to go catch some air or anything
I
like
need
that.
to take a minute. I need to take a minute to process this. I'm gonna have to bow out.
Anthony got to go change the air in his head real quick. But folks, Hassan, what up? Did you guys like my comment? I didn't see your comment. Of this man just, you can tell this man's throwing all the headsets of he's already not knowing what to do. But yes, folks, as we're about to get AJ Francis taking on Rich Swann in a street fight, but Anthony out there, and I get it. I didn't expect it. I just appreciate that for once it's not me crashing out, respectfully. That's more of the fun part. But I don't get what they're doing. Of you have dismantled all of your top people in like 2 to 3 weeks. Well, I mean, for Christ Almighty, we're 3 weeks in. You're telling me you couldn't go live for a month. Your first month on a big network, you couldn't do 4 shows live. Why? What was the issue? Was it as Rich Swann? Oh, was he going to come out with the fucking shopping cart of stuff because everybody does the Raven gimmick? No, the trash can though, so everyone's New Jack. But is why couldn't you do a month of live TV? Why are you spoiling things because you forget to go off the air? Why are you taking your top main event? Like, could you just not agree to a contract situation with Macklin? Is that why, situations be where they may, and you just had to make a move to make a move? But I mean, I don't know. It just off the apron with a bat is Rich Swann. Normally that would can crack a man's skull, but yeah, it just TNA is moving sideways, and I'm trying to get a read on it, and I can't figure it out. But then again, that's been their existence a bit. As AJ doing the true heel tactic of no tables, we put the table back under there. If you need to have a cry, have a cry. Is he? Now you're making me think of the Friday line. You know, go cry in his car. You gonna go cry in his car. Anthony, I love you. Don't cry in your car. Schwein, stop looking at me, Schwein. TNA has no main event really now. It's just Santana, Moose, and Ali. Well, Moose has been taken out and dumped out of the main event because he's going to be feuding with the system. So he might get around the main event because Eddie has the contract. Big boot from AJ. Leon, spoiler alert. Well, spoiler alert. If you find it, I didn't tell you it, but it is out there, and I might have already said it on the stream beforehand and everything. But don't blame me. Don't be mad at me. I'm left to my own devices. The main event for No Surrender's already out there. And they're already mentioning option C and everything. So could Leon Slater end up TNA World Champion and all of that? But going for an Alabama slam on the stage, but can't get it. Small package roll through. Yeah. Ali is not in your main event right now. Ali's in your mid card of style. This man's about to try and hit a Styles Clash. That was a long ass, and we're still going to go back to the same kind of spot. Oh, now we're pedigree. Call back pedigree. Hey, anyone else know Triple H, WWE, nudge, nudge, wink, wink? And he hits the fucking game spot. Like, I get it. But that's the thing is we all fucking get it. So why do it? Like, we get it. Like, how about just do a good show? You're not in a position that you need to start swinging. But I digress. That just the main event scene in TNA is drying up fast, and some of the talent, the wrestlers going and everything, drying up fast. But I am in commercial break right now. As yes, Richard, I agree with you. Phase. So now that Steve Macklin is fired from TNA, I guess his next step is basically going freelance, right? No, yeah, I mean, or unless he's already got a deal pretty much all but signed up of depending on when his contract's up with AEW, with WWE. I dare say in MLW. I think that would be a down step, if anything. But yeah, I mean, it's even just like, well, Hobbs just signed to WWE. Ciampa just signed with AEW. Of there's still a lot of moving parts and everything of who could be where and who could be there. Rich got the Missy Elliott pants on. Also, with Eddie Edwards now having the world title briefcase, and he's now the new leader of the system, presumably. That he always was, but I can be corrected. He might be the one who dethroned Santana, right? I hope to fuck not. Honestly, at this point, if Mike Santana loses the title, Christ almighty, I want to say in 2026, at least in the next 6 months. If he loses the title, TNA, what the fuck are you doing? You've already pot-shotted and hot-shotted this man. You've had he wins it to lose it. You can't do that again. You will lose what little. That's the thing is TNA needs to do a really good job of building faith with its audience and its viewership, especially new viewership. You can't undercut and start just hot-shotting and pot-shotting everything around. Like, the Macklin thing's already a big an issue. We're on week 3. On week 3, and we're already recorded. When week 1 wasn't good, you've had one good week so far, and we're already in recorded. That was to me, issues that need to get cleaned up. If you are going to truly if you want to play the game, pun intended. Do I do a pedigree on the stage now? If you want to play the game, you need to clean up some of this shit. You need to trim the fucking hedges here a bit. Nick didn't even Finch. What did I? John Wick? What? What did I miss? MDB, let me know. MDB flips it and reverses it. I don't even know at this point if that's Anthony or KJ, but I do all the things. I'm Missy Elliott. Does that mean Hugh Timberland? I don't know. Yes, who be you, Scooby-Doo? Can't you have to look it? Is it you, Scooby-Doo? Nick knew beforehand and still didn't care. Oh, and Edward. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I have that. Mute button, I announced that. But you didn't care about Macklin. I did care. Okay, let this be known. I did care, and I do care. I just know Anthony was going to be devastated. So let the man have his room to breathe. Let him have his crash out because I want to see an Anthony crash out. We've seen a Big Nick and we've seen a KJ crash out. It's been a while since I've seen an Anthony crash out. I wanted to see it, okay? I'm not saying I wanted this man to get fired, but I'm going to let this man have his room to breathe. Get hit, say it with your chest. Good old, Kevin, Jacob Fatu, Kevin Hart. All day, on the block. You ever go night-night? Working as watching Nick getting the joke makes me feel like a proud parent. Thank you. I'm a big kid now. Sure, yeah. Mac didn't get to go home with his wife. It's so weird, respectfully. Side note, as we're back in action, as AJ's sitting in a chair, choking this man up with a chain. It's so weird to see Deonna Purrazzo in Southern New Hampshire University commercials, living in New Hampshire and close to Southern New Hampshire University. I'm like, classmate, what? TNA losing their identity. No, well, has TNA ever truly had an identity outside of the hodgepodge, the Harry Potter, the company who lived? LOL TNA is almost synonymous with this company. For everything great they do, they somehow still manage to find 10-star, yo, air raid crash from AJ on to Rich Swann for a 1.5 count. Southern New Hampshire sounds like it's made up. Yeah, it very much does. Oh, trust me, there's some places like Kentucky. Hey, yeah, I sound like I'm talking to you from Alaska. Kentucky is a place in New Hampshire. Sounds like it's made up, doesn't it? Big mistake, TNA, for firing Steve Macklin. Should have fired Eric Young. How are we out here, though, campaigning for someone else to get fired? I still just wonder if it's one of those, a contract came up and we're not going to make it as public as we can. And it is one of those, we're going to play it into a storyline so we can get something out of it. Yes, the South Harmon Institute of Technology in Pawtucket. Well, the paw to my tucket might be coming back to say fuck it, but
I don't think it'll let me in. Okay.
It's the reverse of any time when KJ would take a pause and I just disappear. You just can't let yourself in. He can't let me out. You can't let me in.
All right, I'm okay. I legit needed a moment. I really did. That took me by surprise. I hope that this is a work. This is the first time I've ever said that. Like, when it comes to like wrestling, I hope this is a work, but that did catch me by surprise. I have been trying to prepare myself, since it was announced that they were having this match.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had to step away from the computer for I was like, I turned off TNA. It's back on. But
this man's got a hole in his drywall that you can imagine.
I mean, I went to Canada to see him defend the title against PCO. I have a picture in my phone with this man covered in blood, and Scott D'Amore is wrapping the Impact World title around him at that time. Like, this man is the real deal to me, like, as a wrestler. There's few wrestlers that make that list for me. I'm a huge fan of The Undertaker. He's my favorite of all time. Roman Reigns is one of my favorites of all time. I have a story, regarding Roman Reigns and a life situation that his story got me through. And then there's Steve Macklin, who is like one of the dudes that got me to continue to watch TNA after I first started, after Jordan Grace and Mickey James tore the house down at Hard to Kill 2023. And then I saw Steve Macklin, and I kind of gravitated to what he was bringing to the product, and I've just been championing Steve Macklin for so long. And to see like this, how it played out tonight, it bothered me. I do hope this is a storyline. I really do hope it's a storyline. If it's not, I'm going to follow Steve Macklin where he goes. If it's WWE, I'm going to be on this channel. I'm going to be on my TikTok channel, champion, WWE, to give him a spot, to give him a shine. If he goes to AEW, I'm going to be disgruntled, but I'm going to follow him to AEW too and watch and see what he can do there. But I was a bit disappointed. I sat here after I took the pause. I sat here legit in shock. Like, I couldn't say anything. I got a few people messaging me on Twitter, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, no, I'm not. So it is what it is. Steve Macklin being fired tonight does not affect the rating that I'm going to give it. I've had this rating.
Really? That's the question I was waiting. I was going to
to affect the rating.
Really? This man, you still give this a 10. I'm fine. I'm flying to Atlanta and smacking you.
But I do have to rewatch the main event because I was really excited about this. So I'll rewatch it tomorrow. But it's not going to affect the rating I give it. I was just a
No,
little bit
let it affect
heartbroken.
it. Embrace the evil. My God, trust me, I'm out here loving. I was like, this man's right there with me. I can hear all the hand claps and everything. Let me tell you one more thing. Absolutely, my God. Crash the gout out here. It's slippery out there. Did you get a bunch of snow in Atlanta with this winter storm and everything?
We got a bunch of ice, but we are expecting snow Saturday.
Oh,
and
don't say
Sunday.
those words in America. But yeah.
But I'm okay. I'm okay.
Everyone was kind of worried that you were going to go cry in the car.
Like
Did you go cry in the car?
I kind of felt like you when we were on stream and the Bills, tanked the victory there. That's like I couldn't rant because like I had nothing to say other than I'm pissed.
Well, if you give me a couple minutes, my guy, I'll let you have, the floor is yours because trust me, I'm waiting for this. I was out there while you were taking your pause. If I was letting the people know, I haven't seen an Anthony crash out in a hot minute. So I just wanted to see it. Everyone's, oh, you didn't react because Macklin got fired. No, because I want to let my man just go to task. I'm wondering, is this pulled you away? Has this, taken a couple hit points away from your love of TNA?
It was definitely a gut punch. If this is real and he's gone, it definitely is a gut punch because I do feel like Steve Macklin has a lot to offer to TNA. And while I'm going through the chat here, and I'll get back to my point, this is the exact rating I was giving TNA tonight. I kind of had that in my mind at 10 o'clock, like this is what I was going to give TNA. I mean, it's still there. It's at a 7, but going back to Steve Macklin, I feel like Steve Macklin is someone that you can really have as your top guy in TNA. If this goes back to our earlier conversation when I said if they can't sign stars, they have to make stars, and Steve Macklin is that star.
No, they just fire stars, they release stars, they cut stars, they let stars sign elsewhere and here, there, and everywhere. That's it. He's fucking dead at this point, right? Because we just put a trash can and a steel chair over Rich Swann.
That has to be it.
I mean, we still got 3 minutes, but now here we're just batting practice on this man. But I'm gonna let you go swing away here for a quick minute, my guys. So. Unfiltered rage. You have the floor is yours, sir. Let him know. Even Sarlos Kilva out there, you let him know.
Or as Nick is taking his pause, I'm like, I don't have a rant in me. It's just like, oh, I thought AJ Francis was about to pick up the victory. I don't have a rant in me, but it's more that I'm just disappointed at the moment. When you hear those words, I'm disappointed in you. That's kind of how I feel right now. I literally don't have a rant. I'm still speechless. I just Steve Macklin is that guy. So I don't know where this goes. Like I said, I don't know if this is a story or he's legitimately gone. The last time this happened was 2 years ago. And oh shoot, Hurricane Rana onto the chairs. This has to be it. Oh, a bunch of chair shots. A bunch of chair shots by Rich Swann. Frog splash. That has to be it. 1, 2. Yeah, that's it. So they're kind of 1-1 because Rich or AJ Francis won the match at Genesis. But to get back to Steve Macklin, I feel like he's the guy. I feel like he's always been that guy, and it bothers me. It really bothers me. MDB, come on, Anthony, shed a tear for me. Maybe I didn't actually shed a tear off screen. I'm not even gonna lie. I was a little hurt. Um, Main event seems like it was great. I have to go back and watch it tomorrow in its entirety on the TNA Plus app. But I honestly I don't have a rant in me. If you wanted to see me crash out, the crash out was me being silent because I had nothing to say. Um at all. I and I still don't because I kind of want to see where this goes. But um I don't know. I don't know. TNA is over. I thought it was until Frankie Kazarian and what is it, Daria? Said we need to talk. I guess that happens next week. But yes, TNA is over. Go ahead and get your ratings. And I do see Vance up there saying a 7 out of 10. I'm there with you. I'm 6.5, 7 out of 10. That's kind of where I am tonight. Better than the first episode on AMC. Not better than last week, but typical in TNA fashion. I'm in the 6.5, 7 range for this. But again, going back to Steve Macklin, I don't have a rant in me. I don't have a rant, but yeah, I'm speechless. I really am speechless.
I almost feel like I need to come up with a rant for you now at this point, my guy. Because I mean, you kind of had one for a little bit and everything, but yeah, I just don't. I'll rant for you this way and everything because my rating is not as gracious and not as forgiving as it is for you with everything. I know you got the headset and all of that, but to me, it's like a 5 out of 10. Of we're week 3 and we're already taped. I said this while you were, hyperventilating over Macklin and everything for a brief period, but you couldn't give me at least a month of live television. So and on top of that, now your app that I pay for, which is how you were airing your shit beforehand, has now crashed out and screwed up. Um, Actually, all 3 weeks now, if we're going with weird overruns and everything. So you're 0 for 3 there. Now you've pretty much gutted your main event scene, I feel, especially if Macklin's truly gone. Like, who outside of Eddie Edwards again, who is your main event scene to take on Mike Santana? It's better than the first week because that's a small bar to hop over. If it was a limbo competition, it'd be a different debate. Jumping over that's not an ant could do that. Week 2 was the best that they've done in months. And now, like you kind of even said at the end of it, we're still giving a 7. We're back to where TNA was before. TNA should be better, be new, be fresher, be more than what it was before, not back where it was before. Close scene. Sorry.
No, that's fair. I mean, we don't have Macklin. Moose, is storyline out. We'll just say it like that because of the Bioflex report. We got Nick Nimitz still in the picture holding that trophy. We have
But
Eddie
does that
Edwards.
even really feel like that's like a Kaz out there with it of he was almost going to cash in on week 2 and
Oh
week
yeah,
1
absolutely.
and we all had.
Absolutely. I'm just naming people that somewhat are still in the main event scene. Their status of what they're doing might not look it, but I mean, these are the names that we have, right? And it looks like Frankie Kazarian is trying to put his name back in the hat with the ending with Daria saying we need to talk. So there's what 3 people right there. But with Steve Macklin leaving or being fired or whatever the case may be, it's if it's true and it's not a storyline, it's a big gut punch to TNA. It doesn't change my outlook on TNA. I still have a lot of hope for TNA. I'm still going to be watching, each and every week. It was a gut punch for me for Steve Macklin. There are certain wrestlers in, like I said, I kind of explained it a little bit like the Undertaker and Roman Reigns, and Steve Macklin. There are certain wrestlers that resonate with me. I'm not one of those people that like look up to celebrities or look up to wrestlers. That's not what I'm saying here. But there's a relatability there, and I felt like with Steve Macklin, I related to Steve Macklin, you know, a little bit. I relate to the Undertaker a little bit. I relate to, you know, Roman Reigns a little bit. And so, you know, over time you get attached to wrestlers and you get attached to what they bring to, and I'm not talking about personal life because I stay away from wrestlers' personal lives. That has nothing to do with me. But what I see on screen, I get attached to what they bring to whatever company they're in. And so when it comes to Steve Macklin, that I got attached to what he brought to the company, the grit, the aggressive, his aggressive nature, his especially with his grit, you know, I like I said, I went to Canada to see him defend the Impact World title. Not only that, I went to Canada to see Trinity. So I got two treats in one night with seeing Trinity in her first pay-per-view match with TNA and seeing Steve Macklin defend the Impact World title. And he brought this aggressiveness, he brought this grit. I always say he's the and I don't want to say like a lesser version of Stone Cold, but he has a similar character to Stone Cold, not as outgoing and aggressive as Stone Cold was, but to me, Steve Macklin was this silent killer. He's someone who expresses himself through his wrestling ability. And so I feel like, and like I said, I resonate with his character because I don't know Steve Macklin as a person, but I'm pretty reserved and a pretty quiet guy outside of doing my stuff on TikTok and doing my stuff on the channel. And Steve Macklin, I resonated with Steve Macklin because he's that silent killer. And so that's kind of how I feel. Like I feel a little bit lost with Steve Macklin not being here. I think it's a storyline. I hope it's a storyline. It would make sense if it's a storyline somewhere down the line. I feel like TNA can tie a nice bow on it, but right now, as it stands, he has the fire briefcase. We don't know where it goes from here, and I'll eventually get over it if it's truly him gone. I respect your rating. I've given it a 5. Like I said, this is why it goes back to, I know you want live each and every week, but if we are still messing up on the lives like we did last week, I would prefer recorded episodes until we can fully get these live things looking like, you know, not looking like in production value as WWE, but we have to have our P's and Q's and I's dotted and T's crossed before we can full blown live, where we're going to keep having these moments where we're on the TNA Plus app and things get spoiled. So I do understand your position of it being live every week, but I also feel like we need to work out the kinks in production before we just jump head in as well. But all that being said,
and just everyone just
I think
how about them apples, Carlos Silva, right there with that. No, the man feels authentic and everything of that's the thing is seeing. That's why I love that of seeing you have the reaction to that of I'm really worried right now.
Yeah.
Of did we? I know we all wanted them to get a TV deal. Did we overhype them? Did you hype bro up or take your shot and
I
mean, ready for that shot?
In weeks leading up to it, I shouldn't say weeks because I really just came back to the channel beginning of January, but a couple of streams before it, you know, I said that TNA has to stay consistent, right? I haven't seen that yet. Obviously, you know, a lot of people didn't like the first week, and granted, no matter who you are, if you liked it, you liked it. If you didn't, you didn't. I was on the, you know, like in, but then after seeing the second episode and seeing what TNA really had to offer, you know, the first episode wasn't the best, right? So we didn't start off consistent, right? We had a really bad first episode, a really great second episode, and tonight, you know, any rating is fine. Any rating you give tonight, whether it be a 2, a 3, or 4, or 5, you know, it really doesn't matter. Tonight wasn't as consistent as last week, right? And so we have to see a level of consistency from TNA. I know I'm the hype guy for TNA. I hype TNA on here. I hype TNA in my own, you know, social space as well on social media, but we have to stay consistent. And that might not happen right away. That might not happen until the summer months. They might not find their footing until the summer months. Is that a good thing? Probably not, but I'm going to be here for the long haul. I know Nick is heavily critical of TNA, and he's going to be here for the long haul as well.
I was like, why you say fuck people?
But, you know, it's hard for me to it's hard for me to be so critical of TNA at times because TNA kind of, 3 years ago, I found my love for professional wrestling and I was kind of losing it a little bit. AEW wasn't hitting the way it was. WWE, a lot of shifts happened backstage and, I was enjoying it, but then there was pockets that I wasn't enjoying. And then I found Impact Wrestling and at that time, and it was consistent every week. I was enjoying the product. And so the reason why it's so hard for me to be critical of TNA is because TNA brought me back to really really liking professional wrestling. And I go through these stages in life, when I fall out of love with, wrestling, when guys like Batista left and Edge got injured and that was around what 2010, 2012.
Yeah.
After they kind of stepped away from wrestling, there was a period of time where I wasn't watching because I had no one to gravitate to. I was a huge Batista fan. Undertaker was only wrestling one match a year at WrestleMania. So I lost my love then and I didn't watch as much. But then Daniel Bryan came along and I fell in love with Daniel Bryan and his underdog gimmick and it got me back into it. And then Roman Reigns came along and I really got behind Roman Reigns when he was the big dog where everybody didn't like him. I was still behind Roman Reigns. And then, we transitioned later down the line and like I said, things happen backstage, and I think this is the most I've ever talked on this channel in one sitting.
And I'm soaking every minute of it. Trust me,
But
my guy. I'm out here just as long as you don't fall out of love with me.
but things happened backstage and things changed in WWE and I wasn't really connecting with what they were bringing back in 2023 and 2024 and then I found TNA and it gave me life and so that's why it's very very hard for me to be critical of AEW and of TNA and it's very very hard like earlier when I apologized and I hope he's still in here Paul because I got really defensive really quick about
Oh,
TNA.
please. If
It's
they
just
couldn't take it at this point, fuck them.
it's just how I feel about TNA. So I think someone in the chat said TNA is not fun without me, and I like that. But tonight, like I said, Steve Macklin wasn't going to change my rating. I'm still at a 7. I'm actually between 6.5 and 7. If I wanted to give it a number between them, those two numbers, I would say 6.8. But I hope TNA gets better. That's kind of how I feel. I just hope TNA gets better, and I'm gonna still be here. I'm gonna still be here.
Someone clip all of this and just deliver it to Carlos Silva at Anthem's desk right now. They've finally broken Anthony, but yes, Jose out there saying, without you, TNA would be born. Anthony. Yeah, you're the man who puts the T in TNA, my guy. That's why you're so goddamn passionate about it.
Yeah.
I guess I'm your anger translator out here. I just say what you can't say because you got the passion behind it and everything. I did have to click on this because I do think it's funny because I love it when you're like, this is the most I've said. I was like, go ahead, keep going. I'm the mute. We just all sitting back and watching. Dude hasn't taken a breath in like 5 to 8 minutes. Yeah, because that's the thing is everybody knows how much you're the TNA guy. Literally, respectfully, it's even in your name right now on the bottom of the screen. If I pull away the comment, it says TNA Tony right there. So to see where it's gone to where it was, we've reached the highs of highs. We finally did. We should be number 2, right? And everything because we've got a TV deal. We were hyping up. That's all they needed because they're right there. It hasn't worked out that way. It's like, I picked you number 1, and now you're starting quarterback. And why you keep throwing interceptions out here?
No, absolutely. Like I'm there with you. I know I have said a couple of times, like if they had that TV deal, they could be, number 2. But also with that, it comes consistency, it comes great storytelling, and that might happen. I just hope it's not. It doesn't happen too late. That's what I'm trying to say.
How long do they have on the clock?
I don't
Because
know.
that's the thing. Do they have enough runway to
I
get to the
think
spring?
I think a good sign, and we talked about it at the beginning, a good sign was they didn't have a big drop off from the first episode, right?
Mhm.
Like I said, in TV history, no matter what show you are, wrestling, reality, regular entertainment, drama, you see a big drop off from episode 1 to episode 2 if it's not well liked, right? And so a good sign there is we started off with 173,000 viewers for the first episode, and then we only dipped to 170, I think, for the second episode.
171.
171, so we lost about 2,000 viewers. That is not a significant drop, right? So I'm interested to see how the numbers play out this week. Do they rise a little bit to the number they had in the first episode, or do they drop some more? So a good sign is that we didn't have the huge drop off, but something has to change. Something has to change backstage. I don't personally believe Carlos has a hand in like creative. He made
Oh, he's just a figurehead.
I
He's
feel
just
like
there.
I feel like he's just like more of a figurehead. I feel like what Carlos brings to it as the president is like he's expanded. He's the one that has kind of got us expanded. I do believe Tommy Dreamer is head, and a few others.
So
Things have
blame Tommy Dreamer.
yeah, things there. Something has to change. I don't know. But we'll see over the next couple of weeks. Like I said, I'm not going to be heavily critical about what happened tonight, other than like the Steve Macklin thing did get to me. And yes, honestly, when I took my pause, I didn't have a full on like tears coming down my face. Like I had a moment of silence, and like one tear came to my eye because you resonate with these people that you see on TV. Like I would have the same reaction if this was WWE and they did a feast or fire and Bianca Belair got the briefcase. I would have that same reaction for Bianca Belair, right?
Oh, absolutely. No, I
You
still
know,
remember when we were live when Naomi won the world title and everything, and Evolution and everything like that. So
right.
100%. Like even Jose said, "Pop off, King," and hopefully we resonate with y'all and everything.
So either way, like I would have the same reaction wherever it is. But I honestly need TNA to be more consistent, and that's kind of where I am.
Tommy Dreamer, we're 3 weeks in, and you've broken this, man. Fix it.
Yeah.
Fix my boy. You broken my boy.
But yeah, I'll be all right. I'll come around. I'm gonna be back here next Thursday. I'm gonna hype up TNA all week like I usually do. But
I don't know if that's an endearing endorsement, though.
I don't know if it is
show a 70, like, I'll be all right. I'll be okay.
All right.
Like when you need to act like you're picking yourself up from getting fucked up and everything, and like, you might have got me this time, but I'll be all right. Like I don't think that's a 7, my guy.
I can't. I don't want to let one moment like derail what I really thought of the
but
show.
That's what the show is.
I know, but like I thought the
embrace
rest of
the hate.
Embrace
it.
I thought the rest of the show was good. Like, I don't feel like there was like a downer moment, outside of the Steve Macklin thing. And then the end, the main event was fun, which I will rewatch tomorrow. But I just don't want to change it because of one moment. And like I said, that's why if I had to give it a number between 6.5 and 7, I would give it a 6.8.
You out there with the 6-7 as
Anthony
Richard's out there. Pop off, Anthony. And yes, broken TNA Anthony. Yes, he's just gonna come out. Yeah, you will be deleted.
Right.
Broken Anthony like broken Matt Hardy. But anything else you want to say with your chest, my guy? Say it with your whole chest.
No, I'm good because I need to go to sleep because I got to work on it. But no, I'm good. I think I've said everything I needed to say.
Myself and not, yeah. Oh, Nick is the worst person to comfort you. Pop off, King. Pop off. King, preach, my guy. Hallelujah. Shumanahaya, Shumanahanda. But yes, folks. Anthony needs to go rest. He's worn out all of his emotions and everything. We are back at it like a jackrabbit for the Royal Rumble at 1:00 on Saturday. And we will even be here live and direct in full effect for SmackDown I think we're going at 11:45 because I think it starts at noon because it's one of those lovely Saudi SmackDowns. Yeah. So super interessante and all of that. But be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. You got anything before I send us home?
No, you're good. I think I said enough.
I want to hear you say more. I can sit here and just audiobook. This is just audible of just listening to Anthony rants. But our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is all authentic. When you're talking about that rest, you put up at that for life. Whatever.
Catch us tomorrow for Friday Night SmackDown.